following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Time. Let's head up to the broadcast booth for the pregame show right now on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, hello, and welcome to Starion Bank Field here in Fargo, North Dakota. 67 degrees and a nice breeze here. It's a nice Wednesday night for some baseball, bringing you coverage of Post 400 Blue versus Post 400 White. Game one of a 5-game series taking place over these next 10 days. My name's Eric Tiongson here with Magnitude Sports, joined by my partner, Mike Mason. Mike, how are you doing today?
Oh, it's a fantastic day out, Eric. And as you can see, Team White's going to be taking the field here. Don't get confused by the white and blue text with the blue and white text. But it kind of confused me when I was setting things up. But outside of that, I say we're ready for a ball game. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. It's a great way to be back here at Starion as we resume action of our coverage of Post 400. We'll start off by taking a look at the lineups, taking a look around the diamond first as we have Blue, the home team here. And here's how they shape up. We've got Jake Jerszewski on the mound pitching. Malachi Weremeyer will make up the battery over at catcher. Andre Work over at first base. Colby Hansen over at second. Easton Rarick at short. And Jackson Beiswinger at third. That's your infield. And then the outfield from right to left. Chayton Sen, Oliver Lucht, and Colby Nissen. Taking a look at the batting lineup, got Matt Bryant batting leadoff over at short, Job Fryer in center field batting second, Hayden Cresson the catcher at the 3-hole, Drew Rarick pitching and batting cleanup, Eli Mock over at third batting fifth, Logan Sullivan out in left field batting sixth, Ashton Renas over at first base batting seventh, Gunnar Majerus batting eighth at right field, and then rounding it out is Caleb Christensen at second base batting ninth. Mike, you've been with Post 400 here for a while now, and you've been able to catch them over the beginning of their season. Any names to watch here tonight as we take this game out to the diamond?
Well, I think one of the things to keep in mind here is both of these teams. The blue team is a mix of the Stars and Astros, and the white team is a mix of the Stars and Astros. So as I look at these lineups, as you mentioned a little bit ago there, Eric, what I see on these lineups is a potential future for the Stars teams, because like these lineups could be potentially the Stars lineup for next year when some of those Astros move up to the Stars. So, a couple of names to kind of maybe keep your eyes out here for Team White, as I had to look at the lineup card. Team White is coached by Ben Carbonhoff and his assistants Colby Sen and Matt Bryant, or not Matt Bryant, but Bryant, and then the white team, of course, is coached by Dave Benson with his assistant Scott Two Feathers is his nickname. I'm not sure where he got the nickname from, but that's where he got the nickname. But as far as the players go, Eli Mock has been a guy who's been rising through the ranks through the Comets and Astros, and so I'd probably watch out for him. Ashton Renas is always a spectacular player to watch. Gunnar Majerus, he hasn't really gotten a whole lot of playing time, but when he does get the playing time, he makes it count. So that's another guy you wanna keep your eyes on. For Fargo Blue, or Post 400 Blue, I should say. Of course, Oliver Locke, the guy who sent the Stars to the Shelby, North Carolina, with that catch in center field for out 3 in the Central Plains Regional Championship game. It doesn't matter. He's an outfielder and doesn't have much to do other than to catch the ball. But sometimes when he catches the ball, he can make it a little bit of exciting. Of course, Easton Rarick maybe started off a little bit slow in that shortstop position last year, but he really picked it up as the year moved along, and he became basically a superstar shortstop as the team went into all their postseason tournaments. State tournament where I think they're ranked 8th or 9th in the state, and they knocked off 1, 2, and 4 in the first 3 games of the state tournament. So, and Easton Rarick certainly contributed to that. Jackson Byswinger, he certainly, it's not a reflection of his name, but he can swing and he can pop them out deep if he gets a good pitch. So, and then Chayton Sen and Jake Jaroszewski. And on the mound, he's not starting right now, but if he does come in and play a pitching either in game 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, Jacob Top has been really impressive on the mound here. Jacob Top playing on the white team. He's been, I don't have the official stats, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he's thrown the most strikeouts of all the pitchers for the Stars and Astros combined this year. Of course, the Stars 15-4, the Astros 15-4-1. The two teams combined 30 wins, 8 losses, and 1 tie, and we're not even to the summer portion of the schedule yet. There's some good stuff happening here between these two teams, and I certainly like this mix. This should be a fun one, and we will see one other name for Team Blue, Demarion Semenko. He's not starting in the lineup, but we'll see if he comes in either in games 2, 3, 4, or 5, or potentially maybe subbed in at some point in this game into the batting lineup. But he has a really aggressive style. He's not afraid to swing and miss, because when he doesn't miss, that ball's pretty much gone. So he will crush that into the outfield for a base hit. I don't think he's hit a home run this year yet, but he certainly has that potential. And if I think he's a player to watch not only in this game or the next few games of this season, but over the next couple of years for the Stars. I think he's going to be a phenomenal baseball player over the course of the next year or so. So that's kind of a preview of what we got going on here, Eric.
Well, there you go. Some inside edge and expert analysis from Mike Mason.
Well, I don't know if I'd go expert.
Well, you're the closest thing we got, expert, and with the team for a while now. I like what you said about potentially being the future of the Stars here. I'm taking a look at these lineups, and a lot of names that I recognize from last year, and I remember a few of these guys getting sent up at various times to go play for the Stars, the likes of Oliver Lucht and Jackson Byswinger come to mind, and be excited to see how these young men progress and grow their game over the course of the season.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Jackson Byswinger. The Stars played, I think, 24, 25 games on the road last year before they got their first home game here at Starion Bank Field. And in Game 2 against the Bismarck Governors, he cranked a grand slam off to left field for the Stars. So I think you were calling that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of why I hinted towards it. I'm not accrediting it to his name, but he can launch him out there. So certainly some excitement here coming up over the next the rest of this season too should be great as the two teams line up, and then of course the next couple years should be pretty phenomenal for this club as well.
It's been a banner year here at Post 400, as we've alluded to earlier. Been to Shelby, North Carolina, played on ESPN, as well as winning the Central Plains Regional Tournament. And as Mike mentioned earlier, both the Stars and Astros off to stellar starts. Their records, both 15 wins, 4 losses, and then the Astros with 1 tie as well. Looks like we're about ready to get underway here as we now approach 7:12 o'clock. Game was originally scheduled to start at 6:30, but the game prior lasting a little bit longer than anticipated, but sometimes that's just how it is out at the baseball diamond. Yeah,
a little bit longer than anticipated, and maybe they should have got started maybe a little bit sooner than they actually did. But, a mix of going long and starting late is the reason why we are late tonight here for the Blue-White Series on Magnitude Sports. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll maybe possibly have your lineups and first pitch and all that cool stuff just around the corner here on Magnitude. Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
You may already know that at Clothes Mentor, you can shop great designer brands without the full designer price, and that you can bring your gently used items into Clothes Mentor and sell them for cash on the spot. Here's something else you should know. Buying and selling at Clothes Mentor aids in water preservation, reduces chemical pollution, decreases landfill waste, boosts your local community. That's right, it's resale, and it's better than retail. Be green and kind to the environment by selling your clothing and buying sustainable fashion for yourself.
All right, we're back at Starion Bank Field live on Magnitude Sports. Eric Tiongson alongside Mike Mason. Game 1 of 5 between Post 400 Blue and Post 400 White. Those 5 games taking place over the next 10 games, over the next 10 days. We've got one 9-inning game here tonight between these two sides, and it should be a fun one between two teams that know each other very well because, well, in most cases, they're teammates.
Yeah, and games 2 and 3 of this 5-game series will be played 1 week from today on Wednesday, and then 48 hours after next Wednesday will be games 4 and 5 when the Blue and White will take the field for games 4 and 5. And don't forget, coming up in our post-game show, we'll have your Mike and Ike's player of the game, one for Post 400 Blue and one for Post 400 White. And no, I am not making that up.
Well, there you go. Mike and Ike's player of the game. I like it. New touch there this year. And I got to ask, do the players of the game get a box of Mike and Ike's?
They do. They were purchased at the store earlier today. And let's turn it over to our PA announcers. He's going to announce, I think, all the players.
Here's starting line, or non-starters first for the white team. Number 13, Chase Lura. Number 12, Jack Demers. Number 10, Jack Gould. Number 14, Jacob Top. And number 5, Owen Shannon. Scott, you had a number 4 on there. I don't know who that is because you didn't put him on the lineup card.
I think it's Matt Bryant, I think.
Non-starters for the blue team. Number 4, Demarion Semenko. Number 7, Joe Gould. Number 8, Jackson Ammerman. Number 14, Caden Newhart. Number 8, Carson Barda. And number 12, Grant Matter. Here's your starting lineup for the white team, brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 6, Matt Bryant.
And now I'm hungry for pizza.
Batting second, playing center field, number 7, Joe Fryer. Batting third, doing the catching, number 20, Hayden Crescent. Batting cleanup, doing the pitching, number 10, Drew Rarick. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 15, Eli Mock. Batting sixth in left field, number 19, Logan Sullivan. Batting seventh at first base, number 11, Ashton Reedus. Batting eighth in right field, number 17, Gunnar Majerus. And batting ninth at second base, number 6, Caleb Christensen.
See a nice mix of Astros and Stars jerseys on your screen there.
Ben Bryant.
Like I said,
brothers, Scott Krabenhoff.
It looks like an all-star lineup for White.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's the feel of the MLB All-Star game with all the different uniforms
Now for your starting
being
lineup
represented.
for the blue team, brought to you by the Mike and Ike's.
I told you I didn't make it
center
up.
field, number 3, Oliver Luck. Batting second, playing second base, number 28, Colby Hansen. Batting third at shortstop, number 2, Easton Rarick. Batting cleanup at third base, number 13, Jackson Beiswinger. Batting fifth at first base, number 9, Andre Work. Batting 6th in right field, also number 9, Tiongson. Batting 7th in left field, number 16, Colby Nissen. Batting 8th, doing the catching, number 2, Malachi Wermeyer. And batting 9th, doing the pitching, number 5, Jake Jaroszewski. The blue team is coached by Colton Alme, Jake Bryant, Matt Nelson, and David Benson. Good luck to both teams. No anthem tonight, boys.
All right, so no national anthem. We'll keep it right here down on the diamond, as it looks like Jaroszewski is going to get a few warm-up pitches in. Any final thoughts before we get this thing started?
I'm just confused on who the coaches are now, because I don't have those announced on my lineup cards as coaches. But somebody's the coach, we'll put it that way. So
improvise and adapt. That seems to be a way of living here on Magnitude Sports, but we make do, and we'll have a good time here tonight. Once again, white versus blue, game 1 of 5 of a 5-game series taking place over the next 10 days, this game being a 9-inning game.
And while they continue to warm up, we'll take a look at our upcoming schedule here, as we'll have some softball for you on Friday, and then we kick off the Dakota Fusion season. And the voice you hear to my right is the voice of the Dakota Fusion, Eric Tiongson. He'll be handling all those games for us this year. A couple graduations coming up in the near future, as well as some more Astros versus Watertown on May 31st. And then we take off for our South Dakota trip on June 1st, as the Stars will travel to Brookings to take on the Bandits, and then they will head over to Rapid City for the Veterans Classic tourney. They'll have a 9 a.m. game against Miles City, and then on Friday, June 3rd, a 2 o'clock game against Bellevue. And once again, those are Mountain Time, so that is actually 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Fargo time for those particular games. And now we'll turn it back to Eric Tiongson as we're getting ready to go here for the top of the first inning.
It is time to play ball. Matt Bryant digging in for the first at-bat of the game. Bryant versus Jaroszewski to lead things off. It's Bryant, Fryer, and Crescent, the 3-2 up. And the first pitch of the game in for strike 1.
Strike 1, and 7:20 p.m. on that first pitch. That's what I was looking for.
Second pitch, that one is going to be taken. Umpire calling strike. Quick 0-2 count to the leadoff man, Jaroszewski, out ahead in the count.
I was expecting a leadoff home run on the first pitch here, but I guess I was wrong. So
0-2, that one taken low, a fastball. Bryant lives to see another pitch.
Yeah, Jake Jaroszewski on the mound for blue team. Post 400 picked him up on waivers, 4-year deal for $4.5 million, and he is just delivering strike, and he's worth every penny of that $4.5 million deal.
That Mike and Ike sponsorship money really coming in handy there, increasing the payroll here in Fargo, North Dakota. Another 1-2 on the way. That one going to be taken to even up the count at 2 apiece. Even count to Bryant with Fryer on deck. We are now a minute into this ball game. 2-2. Taken, ball 3, full count. Nice at bat from Bryant. Down 0-2, now 3-2.
Well, I may have spoke too soon on being worth every penny of that contract here. He's down up 0-2, now he's tossed 3 balls. So
nice job to get a piece of that one by Bryant. And the payoff pitch is fouled off. Another 3-2 upcoming. And he got him looking. Strike 3. Hang up the backwards K for the first out of the inning. Jaroszewski 1 up, 1 down.
Jaroszewski records the first ever Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout here in the blue-white series.
He put a little sauce on that pitch right there, as he was able to paint the corner with the fastball. That'll bring up Job Fryer with the bases empty and 1 away. First pitch to the left-hand hitting Fryer, and that one high and tight. He ducks away. Breaking ball taken for ball 1. Chin music, as they call it.
Sweet chin music from the WWE days, or WWF days probably. Maybe both of those days.
That one a fastball in for a strike to even the count, catching the lower half of the zone right there. Jaroszewski from the windup. His fastball swung through for strike 2, and Fryer, big chop right there, aiming for that Shields foul pole. 3:15 down the line here at Starion. Plenty of room for these hitters to crank one to the outfield. 1-2 pitch. That one is bounced over towards second. Hansen's got it over the first, 4 out number 2. So the 4-3 ground out will bring up Hayden Crescent. Bases empty and 2 away.
Batting
Good start for
third the white
Jaroszewski
team,
and
the catcher
company.
number 20, Hayden Crescent.
Yeah, 2 up, 2 down here for Blue, and once again, Jaroszewski on the mound. Do I have the right? Yeah, I do have the. No, I have the wrong. Who's the pitcher? Jaroszewski's. I'm gonna have to write this down. Blue and white. There we go.
Jaroszewski taking something off that one right there to get a swinging strike, and crowd getting into it here. Should be in for some fun and friendly banter between these two sides all night long.
Yeah, now you bring up the crowd. I was swinging a miss there. And now you bring up the crowd. I have to wonder who's sitting where. Like,
Yeah.
are blue parents mingling with white parents? Are they enemies today? I don't know. But
Friendships will be tested and put on the line here on Magnitude Sports. 0-2 on the way. Jaroszewski's fastball missing. Crescent taking 1-2 the count. A playoff-like atmosphere here at Starion, and we're only getting started. 1-2 from the windup. Off speed, and he got him for strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 for Jaroszewski, and that's going to do it for the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll be right back after a word from your sponsors on Magnitude Sports.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Signorama of Fargo is the trusted, preferred signage vendor of NDSU athletics. The global leader in the sign and graphic industry, Signorama is the way to grow your business. Competitive prices, free consultations and estimates, signage solutions that fit your budget. Signorama is locally owned and committed to community support. Trusted by the Bison, be a championship business with Signorama. Call or go online at sarvalley.com.
While the scoreboard reveals the winner of an athletic contest, the real winners are the players, coaches, and fans who show good sportsmanship. Those who treat the game as a competition, show concern for an injured player, and accept all decisions from game officials. Please remember to be a good sport when attending a high school game. This message courtesy of Magnitude Sports.
And we're back here at Starion Bank Field, Fargo, North Dakota. That's your site for the game between blue and white. It's Drew Rarick on the mound warming up, and he'll face the top 3 in Oliver Lucht, Colby Hansen, and Easton Rarick. So we'll get to see a little bit of brotherly love between the hitter and the pitcher here in the 3-hole.
I noticed the other 2 brothers are split onto different teams, and you could say that Jack and I see Jack's not starting, at least not in this game, and neither is Joe. So Jack getting the promo on our YouTube thumbnail there is.
Something tells me that might have been intentional, putting the brothers on opposite teams to add to the drama.
They do play on the same team otherwise, so.
Here's Oliver Lucht digging in for the first at-bat in the bottom of the first. He'll lead things off for blue. First pitch on the way to the leadoff man, and the first pitch is high and away for ball 1.
Now, so I remind you that broadcast coverage of the Blue and White Series brought to you by Starion Bank, Touchmark of Fargo, and the Knickerbocker and Hickson.
We thank those sponsors for making broadcasts such as these possible. Without their contributions, we might not be here right now, and I gotta say, it's a privilege to be doing this here on a beautiful summer night like this. Second pitch is also high, 2-0 to Lucht. He's in the driver's seat.
Might have to dock you there because it's not quite summer yet. But sure feels like it is, though, so I'll let that one slide.
You'll have to forgive me for being in student mode still. My brain equates anything that's not school to summer. as that pitch is taken for a strike. 2-1 the count. But
okay, I'll give you that.
Technically speaking, I will give you that.
Yeah.
As far as the calendar goes, it is not quite summer yet. 2-1 pitch fouled straight back. Count even at 2 apiece. Rarick has battled back in the at-bat.
Broadcast coverage also brought to you by Runnings and Custom Express Car Wash in Fargo, along with Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School.
2-2. We'll see if he can drive this pitch home for strike 3. Check swing. Looks like he laid off. Nice discipline by Lucht. Count is full at 3-2.
If that would have been any other team, I'm pretty sure that as I look at the white roster here, that Crescent would have asked for a second opinion from the first base umpire there.
Payoff pitch at 3-2. And that one is going to be taken for ball 4. Lucht will walk, and it's the first base runner of the game. That's exactly what you want your leadoff man to do. They call him a table setter, setting the table for the rest of the inning. Here's Colby Hansen. Lucht with a bit of speed over at first base as well. If I recall correctly from last year, had a few stolen bases and was always eager to leap at the opportunity to advance on a passed ball. And right on cue, Rarick is going to check on him over at first. Maybe I'm onto something.
Rarick has picked off a couple base runners, so he's pretty good at that this year.
First pitch on the way. It's a fastball taken for strike 1. Lucht dancing around over at first base. You can hear some cross from the crowd saying he's stealing. So Hayden Crescent might want to be on high alert here.
That kind of is as valid as the crowd at a basketball game when they start the shot clock countdown 3 seconds sooner than it actually is. So
1-1 as that fastball is taken high and away.
Snap throw up to first there as I tried to get the runner once again, but he was back in time.
Wind has died down a little bit. You can see the flag still moving around a little, but not quite nearly as forceful or noisy, might I add, as it was earlier on in the day, as that is a fastball down the middle and low for strike 2.
Yeah, you could say the wind is going from the first base dugout directly out into left field. That's the approximate direction of the wind right now. So, might see some more hits to left field. We'll see.
Absolutely, and that means Logan Sullivan will have to be on his toes as he's stationed out in left at the moment. Fastball taken high to even the count.
That was just barely high.
It was a close miss right there. A tantalizing morsel, especially with 2 strikes. Props to Hansen for laying off of that one. A lot of times these pitchers will try and open up the strike zone a little bit, see if they can get a chase with a 2-strike count. 2-2 as the runner does take off. Crescent firing over, head first slide, and he's in safe. Oliver Lucht with a stolen base. As it looks like it'll also be taken for strike 3, so they'll trade a base for an out.
Number 2, Easton Rarick.
As that'll bring up Easton Rarick.
So Rarick has a Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. Jaroszewski has 2 for the blue team, and we'll see if Rarick can knot that number up there. As could be a battle for pitching honors moving forward into the season here.
We're seeing double as it's Rarick versus Rarick with 1 down and a runner on second.
I always say pitcher versus pitcher battle. This is the first time that I've gotten, or that there's been an opportunity to say Rarick versus Rarick. So we'll see which Rarick wins the battle here, and we'll keep track. That'll be a stat we keep track of throughout the game, the Rarick battle.
There you go. Something to watch for here over these 9 innings.
Drew versus Easton. Drew on the mound, Easton batting.
Second pitch is going to be fouled off, and that reminds me, back in the 2020 MLB playoffs, the Braves and the Dodgers were playing. The Braves had a pitcher named Will Smith, and the Dodgers had a catcher named Will Smith, and they faced against each other, and Will Smith ended up hitting a home run off of Will Smith.
And neither of them slapped a guy named Rock?
Even count at 1 apiece with a nice pop culture reference by Mike right there, as that one catches the corner of the zone for strike 2. Blue looking for the second out of the inning with Lucht in scoring position. Or excuse me, White looking for the second out of the inning. Blue having Lucht in scoring position. 1-2 pitch. Fastball driven out towards center field. That one's carrying. Fryer on the run, and that is going to be over his head. Dropping for extra bases. Lucht is going to score. Going over to third. His helmet came off. And getting in, standing up. It's a stand-up triple for Easton Rarick, and you could chalk that one up. Easton winning round 1 between the Raricks.
E1, D0. Got it.
RBI triple for Rarick will bring up Jackson Beiswinger. It's 1-0. Blue out on top in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, you could go 2-0 Easton, because not only did he get a hit, he drove in an RBI. You know, we could really go deep into this Easton-Drew battle here. Hit a run, and he won the at-bat, so Easton's up 3-0 on Drew. That's how we're going to do it. No, we're going to go with 1-0, because that could get complicated as we get deeper into this game.
Rarick goes and retrieves his helmet as he gets a leadoff over at third, and the right-handed hitting Beiswinger will step in. Beiswinger taking the first pitch. Fastball for strike 1. Beiswinger, you mentioned earlier, had that grand slam here at Starion last year. Also delivered a huge base hit. I believe it was in the last inning or in extra innings. That one coming against Post 2 in a tournament out in Kindred as Beiswinger swings through that one for strike 2. That one taking place in late July in a long, I believe it was a 9-pitch at-bat before Beiswinger driving one down the line to bring home what would be the winning run. 0-2 on the way from Rarick. And he got him swinging. Strike 3. Drop third strike, but they put the tag on, so chalk up another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout for out number 2.
Batting fifth for the blue team, the first baseman, number 9,
and that brings up Andre Work.
Well, Drew may be losing the battle against Easton, but he's tied with Jaroszewski now on the mound for strikeouts. So
2 apiece for these pitchers, and Rarick will look for out number 3, and I don't think he'll care if it comes with a K or not, as he gets a check swing coaxed out of Work, and now a throwback over to third. Did they get him?
No,
almost,
safe.
but no. Nervy moments over at third base,
yeah,
but just sliding back in.
That was close, and the umpire between second and third was very emphatic about his safe signal.
Leaving no doubt right there. 1-0 pitch. And that one knocked down nicely by Crescent. They say you always want a wall behind the plate in your catcher. Crescent exemplifying that right there.
Yeah, Crescent re-signed this season for a 2-year extension at $1.5 million.
Big chop right there from Work for strike 1.
And he has another $700,000 on bonuses if he gets so many blocks in the next 10 games.
And that one's going to be poked up the middle, base hit. That's going to score Rarick. It's an RBI single for Andre Work, and it's 2-0. Blue out on top. Nice piece of 2-out hitting right there. They always say you never want to strand runners in scoring position. And they didn't do it right there. Here's Chayton Sen with 2 away and a runner on first.
Actually, I think it's Andre Work, isn't it?
Work is over at
Work's
first.
on first. I'm a batter behind in my lineup there. That's what happens when you put 2 number 9s back to back in your lineup there. You throw some broadcasters off.
Always keeping us on our toes in the booth as the first pitch is taken inside for strike 1. Second pitch on the way, and it's a swinging strike. Quick 0-2 count, a throw over to first base, but Work sliding back in safely.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have swung, it would easily have been 1-1. That one was coming off the turf right at the plate, so.
Got him to chase right there.
According to the scoreboard, it's 1 and 2. I guess I'll put 1 and 2 on my scoreboard as well.
That pitch taken low, as taking off for second is Work. Head first slide, and he's in safely. Nice job right there by Christensen to back up the throw. Otherwise, that one's out in the grass, and maybe Work is thinking about taking third as well.
I wonder if they don't have enough helmets to match the sizes needed with mixing up the players. Because, like, I've never seen so many helmets roll 10 feet on a turf field before. We've already had our third one in this game now.
Might need to invest in some chin straps as that pitch is taken low for a ball, and full count at 3-2. Rarick kicks and fires from the stretch, taken outside. And it's a punch out. Got him looking, a Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. Bit of a delayed call from the umpire right there as he kept us on our toes. But that's going to do it here for the first inning. It's 2-0. Couple of RBI base hits. 2 hits, 2 runs, no errors, 2-0. Back with the second inning right after this on Magnitude Sports.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Do you have a teen ready for driving lessons? Don't know what they need to do or when things need to be done? If busyness keeps you from driving with them, then Gotta Go Driving School is the place to call. Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School has been teaching driving lessons to all age groups since 1991. Call Jeff at Gotta Go Driving, 238-0236. Jeff will tell you to start planning ahead now. Don't wait. Got a new driver? Then it's Gotta Go Driving School. Talk to Jeff or go online at gottagodrivingschool.com.
And we're back here on Magnitude Sports. 2-0 your score after 1 inning of play. Blue out on top over White here in this 9-inning game between Blue and White of Post 400. Nice little warm-up action here as it's game 1 of a 5-game series over these next 10 days. Due up next is going to be Drew Rarick, Eli Mock, and Logan Sullivan as White will try and regain the deficit.
Yeah, it's a best-of-5 series, but even if Blue, say, goes up 3-0, they're going to play games 4 and 5 anyway to try and give, if Blue does go up 3-0 in this series, there's a nice hit to third.
Throw over to first base is in time for out number 1. By swinger to work.
Yeah, if Blue does go up in this series, then everybody on the Blue team, whether they play for the Stars or the Astros, if Blue is able to do a 5-game sweep here on White, then all the Blue members will get a $100,000 bonus in their contract next season.
Well, if that doesn't incentivize you to go out and play post 400 baseball, I don't know what will.
And the same
plenty
applies,
of cash coming around.
And the same applies for the White team as well. So, but right now it's not looking too good for a 5-game sweep. And as soon as I say that, he drills one foul that would have resulted in a base hit. But
the wonders that a trip to Shelby, North Carolina can do for your budget, I'll say that. 0-2 count off of 2 foul balls to Eli Mock. He's got the bases empty with 1 away. Jaroszewski working from the windup. And that pitch high and outside for a ball. 21 minutes into this game now, as our local time is 7:41. Here, nice cool spring evening as I caught myself almost saying summer. That one carrying foul and out of play.
Well, I was wondering if you're going to catch yourself saying 8:41 since you're coming out of the Eastern time zone from about 24 hours ago approximately. So
I will say that has been an adjustment for sure. Thankfully, my phone has been able to do a lot of it for me. 1-2 pitch. That one dribbled. It's going to be a tough play over at third. Charging in his Byswinger. Throw on the move, and he got him. What a play by Jackson Byswinger for the second out of the inning.
That was a nice play, no doubt about it. I like that one a lot.
That brings up Logan Sullivan.
Batting 6th for the White team, the left fielder, number 19, Logan Sullivan.
And
Logan Sullivan with a .978 batting average, has 55 home runs in his 3 years here with Post 400, and 29 triple, leads the team in triples with 15 doubles and 11 singles, all in 5 games.
Well, stats like that, looks like might be getting a letter in the mail. You'd have to go in for a test soon. As the second pitch is taken for a ball to even the count. Sullivan also with longer hair than last year for your interesting analysis from me for today. Matching his brother now, Ethan, who is a few years his senior. 1-1 pitch on the way. Sullivan takes a look at it. Doesn't like what he sees, but the umpire does. 1-2 the count. Jaroszewski looking to get out of the inning. That's a nice looking pitch, and it's going to be laid off. Good eye by Sullivan.
Close mentor Fargo on Sinorama and Runnings bringing you coverage of today's game as well.
2-2 pitch is fouled off. Sullivan getting a piece and staying alive. Jaroszewski shaking off the catcher. Now he likes the signal as that is a fastball. Taken outside, full count, 3-2. Sullivan looking to be the first base runner of the game for White.
I'd call that a reverse curveball to the outside.
That is taken for ball 4 and right on cue. Sullivan reaches base. So the dreams of a perfect game have been dashed for Jake Jaroszewski and the rest of Blue. Here's Ashton Renas stepping in for his first at-bat of the game.
The first baseman, number 11, Ashton Renas.
Well, we'll see how he does against Jaroszewski here. Usually he can get some hits on the board, so.
Renas swinging at the first pitch, fouling it off. And there's that aggressive approach at the plate like you were talking about earlier. He sees what he wants and he goes out and gets it. Jaroszewski checks the runner. Pitch on the way. Popped up, way up, carrying out towards the grass. Chasing after it is Hansen, and coming in from center field is Lucht for out number 3. That's going to do it for the top half of the second inning. We're going to take a break, get some words from our sponsors. When we come back, Colby Nissen, Malachi Weremeyer, and Jake Jaroszewski, the 3-2 up. It's 2-0 Blue here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Magnitude Sports would like to remind you that whether you're watching from home or watching from the stands, to please respect officials. Without high school officials, games are canceled and players lose playing time. Contact your local high school to find out how you can become an official and stay connected to the game you love.
And we're back here at Starion Bank Field. Don't let that ad fool you. It's sunny skies and good vibes here in Fargo, North Dakota. Winter long behind us, thank goodness.
Until tomorrow.
Knock on wood, as that one is knocked on metal. Diving stop attempt by Bryant, but it's going to get by him for a base hit. Colby Nissen swinging at the first pitch at the bottom of the second.
Batting
and it's a single.
Team, the catcher, number 2, Malachi Weremeyer.
Here's Malachi Weremeyer.
Well, that's 4 hits now for Post 400 Blue, and we'll see if Weremeyer can get hit number 5 here.
Well, it looks like they actually changed it back to 3.
And that's what that's what I thought it was, and it looks like I won't say anything due to a previous discussion with said scoreboard operator, but 3 hits now.
Pickoff attempt over at first, not coming to fruition. Weremeyer will take the first pitch for a ball. It's Nissen over at first, Weremeyer in the box, and Jaroszewski due up next, and then after that, top of the order and Oliver Lucht. Rarick back on the mound here for inning number 2 of pitching. And he fires a fastball in for a strike, and now a throw over to first base. Close call. Renas wanted it, but he won't get it. He's safe with a head-first slide as Nissen.
Renas got to be careful there. I think that was the umpire who threw out one of the coaches in the previous game that caused us to start late. So
1-1 on the way. And one is going to be dropped in for a strike. Nice job to frame that pitch by Crescent. You could see his glove move a little bit back into the zone. The art of pitch framing, something that they drill into these catchers at a younger and younger age each and every year.
You'd think with a delayed strike call like that he would notice it was framed up from the ball from outside the strike zone to into it, but
Crescent would have had to have been a sleight of hand magician though to frame that pitch, as it's low for a ball. 2-2 the count.
with all due respect to this home plate umpire, he wins the award for second place for slowest called strikes in the season so far here at Starion Bank Field. So
that one is going to be swung through for strike 3. It's another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout, and it's the first out of the bottom of the second. And I'm curious now, I got to know who got first place for slowest strike 3 call.
I don't know the name, and it's probably a good thing that I don't know the name, but trust me, there was one that was slower, and we can talk to the higher ups after the game and maybe find that information out. So
first pitch taken for a ball, and if any of you loyal viewers want to go help us out, dig through old games and see if you can find it, maybe you can get a high five from me, as that is going to be popped up and out of play as Crescent takes a look at it, and it looks like it landed up on the roof of the press box, which is thankfully there to protect our noggins. 1-1 the count.
I think it was the first game at Starion Bank Field this season. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Runner taking off for second as the pitch comes in. Crescent's throw not in time. Sliding in head first is Nissen. It's a stolen base. Strike called on the pitch as well. It's 1-2. Nissen in scoring position.
I think they played Watertown in the first game here at Starion Bank Field. It was in that Watertown game. So
well, there you go. Watertown game, first game at Starion Bank Field.
Narrowed it down for everybody. Just so Eric has a higher chance of getting that high five that he's looking for. So
that's the reason I do it each and every day. 1-2 pitch. Swung through for strike 3. It's another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. It's a drop third strike, and now taking off for third, sliding in, and he's going to be safe. Nissen will take third on the throw over to first. Heads up base running right there. It's 2 down, but now Nissen 90 feet away from scoring.
Well, it's 5 strikeouts now for Drew Rarick. You'll see if he can get number 6 against Ollie Luck.
Luck is 0 for 0. He took a walk his first time up. 2 away, and the first pitch is taken inside, and now taking off for home after a moment's hesitation.
Oh,
the tag is in time. He got him. Out at the plate is Nissen, and that's going to do it for the second inning. Scoreline remains 2-0. 1 hit and 1 left on base. We'll be right back with the third inning right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
We move to the top half of the third inning with the score. The blue team 2.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. The Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota is the place for you and your friends to come and enjoy cold drinks, great food, and sports all under a friendly and fun atmosphere. Whether it's the Vikings, Twins, Wild, NDSU Bison, or one of your favorite teams, watch all the games at the Knickerbocker. Open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., and Sunday, 12 noon to 2 a.m. You can find the Knickerbocker at 412 Main Avenue in Hickson, just a 10-minute drive south of Fargo. Take University Drive, head south until you arrive.
And we're back here in Fargo, North Dakota, the Magnitude Sports Network. 2-0 as we start the third inning. It's going to be Gunnar Majerus, Caleb Christensen, and Matt Bryant, the top of the order, bringing things up here with the 8 and 9 coming up first.
Jaroszewski, I have him down for 2 strikeouts. Did I miss one, or does he only have 2?
That sounds right. That's going to be hit over towards Rarick at short. The pick and fire. And a nice job right there, keeping his foot on the bag. Easy work for Andre Work, out number 1.
Yeah, 6-3 ground out there, and now be number 6 coming up. I believe is a second baseman in this game. Normally plays shortstop, but in this mixed roster, they may have bumped a couple people to different positions. So,
first pitch to Christensen, and that one is going to be taken outside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count to the number 9 hitter. And Bryant and Fryer, top of the order, due up after that, as he will take another outside pitch, but the umpire likes that one for a strike. That one, an off-speed pitch, just missing the top of the zone. You'd mentioned players moving around, maybe playing positions that aren't their normal position, but got to imagine it's going to be good experience for them to try and add to their versatility.
Absolutely. I mean, I have seen Christensen play second base on occasion this season, but his primary spot is usually at the shortstop position there for the Astros.
That one a breaking ball that broke too much inside, and it's a full count, 3-2. One away here to the number 9 hitter Christensen. Payoff pitch, and it's taken for ball 4, and an emphatic bat flip right there on the walk. That'll put a runner on first for the leadoff man, Matt Bryant. Bryant 0 for 1, striking out his first time up.
Bryant.
Okay, so I had him as number 4. I'm going to change that to number 6. Okay, done.
With the runner at first, Jaroszewski will work from the stretch as his pitch comes in. And it's going to be a ball, 1-0. So 2 base runners now for White in this game, both of them coming off of walks, still looking for their first hit in this ball game. But if Sunday is any indication from the Pirates-Reds game, you don't necessarily need hits to win a ball game, as a throw is back over to first base, and sliding in safely is Christensen. Only the 6th time in MLB history that a team has won without recording a base hit. 2-0 now.
Reminds me of the, as the 2-0 pitch comes in, that reminds me of I forget which hockey team it was, but I think it was Florida. I think that they won their best of 7-game series and went 0% on the power play.
Man.
Yeah.
Time will be called as Bryant will step out of the box, get a few swings of sorts in, maybe stretches back out a little bit. And now we resume. 2-1 count. And another throw over to first base. Caleb Christensen dancing around and living in the mind of Jake Jaroszewski as he's looking for an easy out over on the base pass. Doesn't get it right there, and now he'll go back after the hitter. 2-1. That one is going to be driven and through the hole for a base hit. There's your first hit of the game. Matt Bryant with the single, and that puts 2 on.
Center fielder Joe Fryer.
That'll bring up Job Fryer. Fryer 0 for 1, grounding out his first trip to the batter's box. He's got 2 runners on here, golden opportunity for White to try and get some runs as they face a 2-0 deficit here in the top of the 3rd. First pitch is taken, ball 1. Seems like the crowd has settled in a little bit here as the oohs and ahs from the spectators have died down a little bit. They've settled in to enjoy a nice evening of baseball, but you can still hear the occasional chatter. And of course, the chatter from the dugout is going to go all game long, and that's something that I love about watching this sport.
Very curious how these next 2 pitches are going to go here. Let's see what this one is. That's
2-0
high for
misses
ball
high.
3. So you got Hayden Crescent on deck, and he's the lone Astro to hit a home run to right field this year, and it possibly a pitch or 2 pitches away from loading the bases here.
Some good analysis by Mike right there. We'll see if the bases are indeed loaded. That one going to be taken for strike 1, and whoo-hoo.
That's a wide strike zone on that pitch, but it
Close
is what it
right
is.
there, but Fryer, good job to lay off of it. Or excuse me, other way around.
Yeah.
Although I don't blame him for waiting for his pitch. He won't get it.
Yeah.
And he won't get it right there either. He had the bat tossed and everything, ready to go walk.
That was more inside than the previous ball, and he didn't toss his bat the previous time, and he did toss it this time. Kind of an odd observance there.
Maybe a bit of gamesmanship right there, forcing the umpire's hand. I say that as someone that has pulled that stunt in the past, and that one, no doubt about it. He tosses his bat and he takes his base. Bases loaded for Crescent.
Well, Crescent, as I mentioned, looks like there's going to be a visit to the mound, so that gives me a perfect opportunity to say what I was going to say. But Crescent hit that home run against Watertown in South Dakota, and he went to right field, and right field I think was just shy of 300 feet. He easily bombed that one 340, if not further, and that is one of 2 home runs this year for Post 400.
And as someone that was able to watch Crescent play last year as well, he certainly does have that extra base pop in his bat. And what an opportunity it is here for Whites to cut into the deficit, maybe even take the lead, as we've been alluding to. I don't know, I feel like all this Grand Slam talk, trying to manifest it.
Well, I've been learning to be patient on some of my comments so I don't steal a home run call from you like I did last year.
All fun and games up in the booth. 1 down, bases loaded. Christensen, Bryant, and Fryer. And a big chop right there. And looks like he was aiming out for that right field fence. Said it's going to be strike 1. Oh, 1 to Crescent, the number 3 hitter. Cleanup man Rarick due up after that. Pitch missing, low and away for a ball to even the count. And of course, you also got to be privy to potential double play here as well, as the catcher Weremeyer is going to go meet with Jaroszewski on the bump. Seen our fair share of double plays turned here at Starion Bank Field. Might we see another one right here? And boy, what a time it would be to do it if your team blew.
Yeah. Yeah, base hit here for Crescent will easily make it 2-2 if he can get it deep enough, possibly 3-2 if that first base runner can speed around. And speaking of speeding around, Crescent there taking strike 2.
Nice decision to go off speed right there by Jaroszewski, pulling the string on that one, as they say. Getting him a little off balance with this swing, and now a big 1-2 pitch upcoming. Boy, Jaroszewski would love a strikeout right here. And he won't get it. Nice job by Crescent to get a piece. Staying alive. If you're Crescent, above all else, you just want to put it in play here and force the hand of the defense. 1-2. Fouled straight back. 2 straight foul balls, and the at-bat continues.
Yeah, firing him foul back to that concession stand's making me think about the concession stand, and now I'm hungry.
Would not be a trip to the ballpark without the smell of meats simmering on the grill.
I might leave you alone for a half an inning. And then if you need something, I can take over for a half an inning.
1-2, and that one high and tight. Crescent leaning back to even the count.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have leaned back, he would have been on base.
Yeah.
That one almost hit him even with him leaning back.
Big pitch upcoming, 2-2 count. Jaroszewski from the stretch. And he got him. Breaking ball for strike 3. What a huge strikeout for out number 2. It's a Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. Bases loaded with 2 away.
That's the 3rd one for Jaroszewski now.
Drew Rarick, the cleanup man, settling in, bases loaded. And in a perfect world, that's exactly what you want. Your cleanup man up with ducks on the pond. That one is chopped down the line over towards 3rd. Byswinger will step on 3rd for the easy out, and that's going to do it. Nice job by Jaroszewski and company to get out of a jam. Your score holds 2-0 here as 3 are left on base. First hit of the game for White. 2-0 blew up on top. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 3rd right after this here on Magnitude Sports Network.
We move to the bottom half of the 3rd inning with the score of the blue team 2, White 0.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
You may already know that at Close Mentor, you can shop great designer brands without the full designer price, and that you can bring your gently used items into Close Mentor and sell them for cash on the spot. Here's something else you should know. Buying and selling at Close Mentor aids in water preservation, reduces chemical pollution, decreases landfill waste, boosts your local community. That's right, it's resale, and it's better than retail. Be green and kind to the environment by selling your clothing and buying sustainable fashion for yourself.
Welcome back here at Starion Bank Field. 2-0 your score as we approach the bottom of the third. It's the top of the order due up Oliver Lucht, Colby Hansen, and Easton Rarick, and Mike Mason, a man of his word, going off to the concession stand to get some food. He'll be rejoining us shortly. The center fielder Lucht is 0 for 0 with a walk. That one being his first at-bat of the game. Of course, he stepped into the batter's box in the previous inning, but did not get a chance to complete his at-bat as a runner was tagged out over at third. Lucht will take the first pitch for strike one. 0-1 the count. Second pitch on the way, and it's a swinging strike from Lucht. Quick 0-2 count to the leadoff man. Rarick working with a pitcher's count. And he'll work semi-quickly from the windup. He did his first two pitches. Fastball got him, strike three. 3 pitches, 1 out. And another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. That one, your first out of the inning.
Second baseman, Colby Hansen.
Here's Colby Hansen, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout of his own. Coming back in the first inning of play. Check swing right there. Catcher Crescent appealing to the umpire. No luck right there, as it's going to be ruled ball 1. Welcome back, Mike.
Hey, thanks. It was a nice trip down to the concession stand and back, and they were out of burgers. So,
series of unfortunate events right there, as that one is bounced off the screen and into the hand of the on-deck man, Rarick. Showing off those shortstop quick hands. Foul ball evens the count at 1 apiece.
Might have to go to Buffalo Wild Wings after the game here, since we got 8 strikeouts combined. Should be able to get 8 ounces of water for free. So
yeah. And excuse me for this awful pun, but Buffalo Wild Wings strikeouts coming fast and furious. The pitchers blazing on the mound with their pitches. 2-1 is going to be popped up high, carrying out towards right field, and getting underneath it is going to be the second baseman, Christensen, out number 2.
Just so I can update my stat book, did Rarick get a strikeout while I was gone?
Yes, he did.
So he has 6 instead of 5. Okay, so we can now get 9 ounces of water. So
2 down and the base is empty for Easton Rarick. Rarick, his first trip up, a triple carrying out towards left center field. And he takes the pitch for a ball. That triple bringing in Lucht for the first run of the game. Or excuse me, they're going to call it a strike. Might need to get my eyes checked there. 0-1 count and a check swing. That one bounces off the catcher. 1-1.
Well, Easton up 1-0 in the Rarick series here. And we'll see if Drew can battle back and knot things up at 1-1 in the best of 7 Rarick series.
1-1 is a fastball taken for strike 2. Hashtag Rarick series. Get that trending on Twitter. Biggest thing going on in sports right now. Fans on the edge of their seat with a 1-2 count. And Easton will step out of the box as Drew will step off the mound.
Rumors would suggest that if White wins, that we all get steaks from the president of the of Post 400. So,
check swing Throw over to first. I guess based off that, one would believe that it is a strikeout, but first base umpire saying not so fast.
Yeah, I don't think the first base umpire was paying attention. He just no offense to him, but I don't think they waited like 45 minutes to go up and ask him about the call. So
patient crew of umpires here as that one is on the ground, hard grounder over towards Christensen, and a nice play for out number 3. That's going to do it here for the third inning as your scoreline holds. It's 2-0. Blue leads white. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. And we'll be right back after these words from your sponsor here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Signorama of Fargo is the trusted, preferred signage vendor of NDSU athletics. The global leader in the sign and graphic industry, Signorama is the way to grow your business. Competitive prices, free consultations and estimates, signage solutions that fit your budget. Signorama is locally owned and committed to community support. Trusted by the Bison, be a championship business with Signorama. Call or go online at sarvalley.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Back in action here in Fargo, North Dakota. It's white versus blue. Post 400. Blue leads 2-0 here as we start the top of the fourth inning. It's Eli Mock, Logan Sullivan, and Ashton Renas, the 3-2 up against Jake Jaroszewski on the mound.
yeah, Mock, Sullivan, and Renas, the 5, 6, 7 batters. Those 3 batters. More after this.
That is going to be a nice diving stop, but it gets past the shortstop, Rarick. And I believe they'll rule that as a base hit.
Yeah, I would
leadoff
agree.
single for Mock.
Yeah, the 5, 6, 7 there, combining for $4,400 million in salary, and
Left fielder,
an
Logan
infield
Sullivan.
hit is one of the reasons why the bank account for Eli Mock is really stuffed up right now.
That's a heck of a lot of Mike and Ikes you can buy with that kind of money. That pitch taken as a throw over to first by Weremeyer is not in time to get Mock. 1-0 the count to Sullivan. Sullivan walking his first time up. He representing the first base runner of the game for Team White. Jaroszewski's 1-0, a breaking ball. Breaking just enough to catch the upper part of the zone. 1-1. Or excuse me. I thought the umpire called it a strike. They have 2-0 up on the scoreboard.
And now they have 2-1, right? Or wait, no, never mind. Let's just make it 2-0 and we'll go with it.
Ooh, pitch inside, fastball. And as of right now, it looks to be a 3-0 count.
Yeah, the official
No,
just
the
said
umpire
2-1.
saying 2-1.
Yep, so our scoreboard on the screen here is correct. Now it's 2-2.
Now
I believe.
2-2.
Yeah.
Umpire putting up the peace signs to signify the count.
I don't think the
Pickoff attempt over at first, unsuccessful. An emphatic safe signal from the umpire. Mock dancing around over at first. 2-2 to Sullivan. Breaking ball, and he just got a piece of that one. Fouls it off to stay alive. Just the smallest of bites on that ball right there. Count remains even at 2 apiece. From the stretch, Jaroszewski got him swinging for strike 3. It's another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout and your first out of the inning.
Well, Jaroszewski threatening for that pitching bonus right now. Drew Rarick got 6-4 on the Buffalo Wild Wings strikeouts. So, and he will have a tough time getting number 5 against Ashton Renas here.
Renas digging in 0 for 1. He flew out to lucked out in center field his first trip up to the plate. And he takes a breaking ball for strike 1. That one escaping the glove of Wehrmeyer, but he's able to knock it down and keep Mock at bay over at first base.
Yeah,
now another throw over.
Yeah, Renus picked up off waivers a couple seasons ago.
And what an acquisition he's been.
Picked him up from the Dirt Dogs.
High and outside to the former Dirt Dog to even the count at 1 apiece. That one a close pitch catching the outside part of the zone. Strike 2. And now Renus might have to shorten up his swing a little bit. Try and put this ball in play with 1 away and 1 on. And he does at least get a piece of it. Does not quite put it in play, but more or less does the same, as it'll keep the count alive at 1 and 2. Nice battle between these two. Runner taking off, swing and a miss for strike 3, and the throw not in time. So once again, they'll trade a base for an out. It's another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout, second of the inning for Jaroszewski, as he now has, I believe, 5 on the game.
And you are correct. That's what my numbers show anyway.
So chalk it up as a stolen base for Mock. Puts him in scoring position for Gunnar Majerus, who's 0 for 1, grounding out his first trip up.
Oh, that one's going into center field, and
that is going to be trouble.
He's going to come
rounding
home.
Third and being waved home is Mock, and he's going to get in standing up. Oh no, he will slide just for fun.
He could have stood up.
Let the boys play, have some fun, as he will get in home on the throw. And it's 2-1.
Cut the deficit in half, and we're that much closer to free stakes. Yeah, I spoke with the owner of the white team during before we went off of the broadcast, and he's like, if my team wins, everybody gets steaks, and the blue team goes home and eats cereal or something.
That one is going to be driven out towards left field, but right towards Nissen for out number 3. You could say the stakes have never been higher. Excuse another awful pun, as we're going to take it to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 2-1 your score. White getting their first run of the game off the throw. We'll be right back. 1-run game here on Magnitude Sports. It's going to be the bottom of the 4th for Blue, due up right after this.
Do you have a teen ready for driving lessons? Don't know what they need to do or when things need to be done? If busyness keeps you from driving with them, then Gotta Go Driving School is the place to call. Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School has been teaching driving lessons to all age groups since 1991. Call Jeff at Gotta Go Driving, 238-0236. Jeff will tell you to start planning ahead now. Don't wait. Got a new driver? Then it's Gotta Go Driving School. Talk to Jeff or go online at gottagodrivingschool.com.
Alrighty, welcome back. About halfway through this game here. Another reminder, 9-inning game between White and Blue. White getting their first run of the game in the top of the 4th inning. Blue will look to answer back. It's Jackson Beiswinger settling in. Beiswinger 0 for 1, striking out his first time up. And the pitch he will take for a strike. 0-1 the counts. It's Beiswinger, Work, and send the 3-2 up. 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Heart of the order for Blue.
Yeah, Beiswinger picked up by the Stars on a trade with the Comets 2 seasons ago. And that trade came through for $3 million and also a couple picks in the post-400 draft.
And a trade they got in right at the deadline. Had to fax the information in and nearly missed the deadline, but got it in at the last second. Boy, I'm sure they're glad they did, as that one is swung through for strike 2.
Yeah, it cost the Comets a round 1, a round 2, and a round 7 pick to get by swinger up to the Stars.
Rarick looking at his catcher, likes what he sees. Pitch on the way and swung through, strike 3. Another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. Been saying that a lot today. There's been a lot of strikeouts. Out number 1 of the inning.
First baseman, Andre Work.
Here's Andre Work, who's 1 for 1 with a single.
Drew Rarick, he's still on the mound, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, he has 7 of them.
Wow. Those of you that have Rarick on your fantasy post 400 team have got to be smiling right now, as that one is fouled off by Work for strike 1.
Need to get a fantasy ticker onto our onto our broadcast screen here.
0-1 pitch, and that's a good-looking pitch. In for strike 2.
The Astros are negative or plus 1,500 favorites to win the World Series in Shelby this year. So, if you were to place a bet on the Astros to win, and they did, you would get $45,000 in return. So it's a risk worth considering. So.
Got the 8th Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout by Drew Rarick. Those odds courtesy of the Mike Mason Sportsbook. As the pitch will come in, and it is taken for a ball. 1-0 to Chayton Sen. Sen 0 for 1, striking out his first time up. One of Rarick's many victims thus far on the night. Fastball to even the count at 1 apiece. One on the way. Swung through, strike 2. And Rarick 1 pitch away from getting out of the 4th. And he won't on that one. Knocked down by Crescent behind the plate. Count even at 2. 2-2 pitch. That one dropped for strike 3, taking off over towards first base and not in time. It is another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. We will take it to the 5th inning here. Scoreline remains no runs, no hits, no errors. And we'll be right back with the 5th inning right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Why do I choose to work here? It's the people. It's the feeling that you get when you've been gone for a weekend and everybody's genuinely happy to see you and you're so happy to see them too.
They are wonderful. The staff is wonderful. They are so friendly. They're so happy all the time.
It's a family. It's just that overall culture that we have. It's a great culture and I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
Top of the 5th here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Got a few changes to announce on the diamond for Team Blue. It's Colby Hansen coming into pitch, and Grant Matter sliding in over at second base. So that'll do it for Jake Jaroszewski on the mound. Nice 4 innings of work for him. A lot of strikeouts as well. We'll see what Hansen has as he takes the bump, and his first pitch in for a strike. That one to Caleb Christensen.
Yeah, we also have some change in our viewership, too. I want to say hi to Jim, who's now tuning in from a hot and warm Denver, North Carolina. So Jim will be moving into the number 1 spot in the viewing lineup. And
thank you today for tuning in from wherever you may be. I know a lot of viewers from all sorts of different states tuning into this ball game. 1-2 the count. And the pitch on the way. That one missing outside to Christensen. Count even at 2 apiece. Hansen's first 4 pitches in the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one up the middle. Going to be a tough play over at short for Rarick. He knocks it down. He'll get the throw off. A nice pick, but not quite in time. Work able to scoop it. We'll see what they rule it as. My intuition is telling me they might be kind and give him an infield single. It was a tough play over at short. But all that really matters is they've got a runner on first for Matt Bryant.
Yeah, it looks like they did charge it as an error, I think. Who's the home team? Blue? Yeah, yep.
So they will rule it as an error. That'll be the first base runner of the inning. Here's Bryant, who's 1 for 2, striking out and then singling his last time up.
Yeah, so Jaroszewski finishes with 5 Buffalo Wild Wings strikeouts, and Colby Hansen on the mound now. So far with 0, but looking to change that potentially.
Pickoff throw over to Christensen at first, not in time.
Colby Hansen up for a $250,000 extension, depending on his stats at the end of the 5-game Blue-White series.
That could be 2 as it's over to second base. They'll get the lead runner. The throw in time. It's a double play. Turn 2. 2 outs for the price of 1. A Papa John's double play.
A 1-4-3 Papa John's double play. And as I was saying, his stat line at the end of the series, well, starts it off pretty good there with a 1-4-3 double. So
that'll bring up Job Fryer with the bases empty and 2 away all of a sudden. Big momentum shifter right there for Team Blue as the first pitch is fired in for strike 1.
You know, I think one thing that's great about the Blue-White 5-game series here is another pitch is delivered in for a ball. Is regardless of who wins and loses, the teams it doesn't count towards their season win-loss record. So you get some experience playing, and you don't have to worry about your win-loss record. So
absolutely free baseball, and it's hard to complain about that.
Yeah. This is bragging rights within the club. So
2-1 pitch is fouled off. I can imagine the clubhouse is going to be alive and roaring throughout the rest of this series, as this will be a nice camaraderie builder too. As my dad always likes to say, baseball is the ultimate camaraderie sport. As he then explained to me what a hot foot was.
And what is a hot foot? No.
It's an old baseball tradition, if I can remember correctly, as the 2-2 pitch comes in and is taken for strike 3, a Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. And while we have a chance, I'll explain what a hot foot is.
Okay.
Has to do with lighting your teammate's shoe on fire. It's exactly what it sounds like,
really?
A hot foot.
Interesting.
So the more you know, as we will take it to a commercial break. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th. Nissen, Weremeyer, and Jaroszewski, the 3 tentatively scheduled to be due up right after this on Magnitude Sports.
You didn't like the call? Please remember the officials on the court and the field have the best view of the action as it happens. More officials are needed. People like you. Stay connected to the game you love. Contact the NDHSAA, MSHSL, or your local high school to find out how to become an official. This message courtesy of Magnitude Sports.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Bottom of the 5th inning here on Magnitude Sports. We've got a new pitcher in for Team White, Jacob Top, coming in for Rarick. Rarick with 8 strikeouts on the game and 4 strong innings pitched. And Top was a guy that Mike was highlighting during pregame as a pitcher to watch. We're going to see him in action here.
Yeah, I nickname him Jacob Topspin Top is what I call him there. Yeah, I mean, this guy has dramatically improved from last year to this year on the mound. Like last year, I would say, you know, he was an average to upper average pitcher. This year, he's like just a step below elite, in my humble opinion. So hopefully he will not prove me wrong here moving into this inning here. But with Drew Rarick's 8 strikeouts and Top taking over for Rarick, that's going to end the Rarick series 1-1. So there will be no winner at the moment. This might be a thing we have to keep track of over the course of 5 games and not 1. So.
Well, I think if you're the Rarick parents watching this, much relieved that it's 1-1 and both your boys are winners. First pitch from Top is in for a strike to Nissen. Nissen 1-for-1 singling in this ball game.
Oh, too much top spin on that one as it drops in for a ball.
Even count at 1 apiece. It's Nissen, Weremeyer, and Jaroszewski due up. Top's pitch is going to be popped up high, carrying out towards center field. Fryer takes a look, and that one is gone. Call it a solo shot for Colby Nissen. And that is another run that you can chalk up for Blue. It's now 3-1 on the solo shot, a Buffalo Wild Wings home run. And the whole team there to greet him in a nice celebration over at the batter's box. A shot in the arm right there for Blue as they restore their 2-run lead. Mike, I believe you mentioned earlier 2 home runs for Post 400. You can chalk that up now as number 3.
Yeah, and all by 3 different players, too.
Very deep and dangerous lineup. Who's that at bat again? This is now Malachi Weremeyer.
Oh, okay.
It was Nissen with the home run.
So it would be the 3rd different player this year to hit a home run.
Weremeyer, line drive right towards short. Bryant snags it for out number 1. Rule that one as a line out.
First home run at Starion Bank Field this season, hit by Nissen.
And now we will have a different batter, and it's not Jaroszewski, which I suppose makes sense. He was relieved as a pitcher.
Let's see. I thought I saw 23, but I'm thinking I misread the jersey number.
And now it looks like another change, and it's going to be Grant Matter coming in.
Okay, yeah, so it was Colby Hansen who was originally at the plate.
Now hitting for the Blue team, number 12, Grant Matter.
And a chuckle from the PA box as well. Looks like a little bit of confusion, but it's been cleared up. Matter will take the first pitch. Ball 1.
I believe Matter moves into the number 9 spot on the lineup if I'm reading my lineup card.
That would be correct, based off what I'm seeing on the iScore app. That pitch catching the outside part of the zone to even the count. One from Top, and that one with a bit of top spin. It's poked out towards left field, and Sullivan gets underneath it for the out.
Yeah,
2 down.
That top spin is evil. Either a high pitch that drops into the strike zone or a pop fly that drops into the glove of an outfielder. So
here's the top of the order, and Oliver Lucht. Lucht 0 for 1, walking his first time up, and then a strikeout in his previous at-bat. Top working with 2 outs now, looking for number 3, and he gets a big chop from Lucht for strike 1. Four hits on the game now for Team Blue, as opposed to the 2 for Team White. Breaking ball, and that one just tapped foul. Luck to Starion, an 0-2 count in the face.
Yeah, Oliver Luck 3 seasons ago, part of a 3-team trade between the Stars, Astros, and Comets.
0-2 pitch. And it misses. 1-2, and that umpire keeping us all in suspense, even up here in the press box. I got to be careful not to speak too soon. 1-2. And a fastball tapped foul.
No, you can. I don't know if you can tell, but I can certainly tell over the course of this season compared to last season that Top's been working on his pitching during the off season, and it's really shown here in the first. Where are we at? This is the 20th game that Top's been on a team for this season. So
there you go. Some behind-the-scenes look right there at some of the off-season work that these young men have put in. As that pitch is going to be carrying out towards right field, and that's going to be over the head of Majerus. Heading over towards second is Lucht, and now Lucht rounding second over towards third. The relay throw is not going to be in time, and despite the cries of Mike, he will be held up at third, and a nice celebration, a triple from Oliver Lucht.
They could have easily scored there, but
instead they'll have to settle for him being 90 feet away.
Pitcher, Colby Hansen.
And here's Colby Hansen.
Now Colby Hansen step up to the plate.
So he had to wait his turn, and might be thankful that he did, as now he will get the bat with a runner 90 feet away from scoring. Chalk it up as hit number 5.
Yeah, get a RBI for a ribeye. So
yeah. 1-0 pitch is popped up, carrying out towards the grass, running in, and it's going to drop. And there is your aforementioned RBI for a ribeye. Another hit, an RBI single for Colby Hansen, his first hit of the game.
That RBI brought to you by Omaha Steaks.
4-1 your score now is a 3-run lead for Blue.
Careful, Easton. Shortstop, Easton Rarick.
Here's Easton Rarick. Rarick 1 for 2, tripling and then grounding out his last time up.
Jim says, thanks for the nice job, and well, Eric's doing like 70% of the job, so.
Modest as always, Mike. Runner taking off as the pitch comes in. The throw is not in time. Sliding in head first, it's a stolen base for Hansen. 1-0 count as well. So a few stolen bases in this game. Showing off the wheels here between these two teams. Who says that small ball is dead? One-0 to Rarick, and he chops it in the ground and foul.
A charge and error there to the first base coach.
And the dugout letting him hear it, too. As any fun-loving team would.
That's the third error now for Team Blue. 2 on the field and 1 in foul territory.
1-1 pitch coming in and taken outside, ball 2.
Jim, if you're still tuned in, which I believe you are, you should let me know. You said it was very warm with a hot emoji face. What is the current temperature down in Denver, North Carolina? So chime in, and when I see it, we'll compare temperatures. So.
Welcome to the Midwest. We talk about the weather as the 3-1 pitch comes in, and it's driven hard over towards the first baseman. It gets past Renus. Being waved home is going to be Hansen. The throw is not in time as Hansen slides in head first. Another run will score. It's 5-1. Blue with a strong inning here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, you get a hit and a run there scored, and that makes it 5-1 now, the 7th hit of the game. So.
And it'll bring up Jackson Byswinger. He may be due for a hit of his own. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Runner in scoring position here for the cleanup man.
Well, if Andre Work is the scheduled on-deck batter, I think they're in a good position here to maybe get that 6th run.
Byswinger takes the first pitch for a strike. It is the heart of the order here for Blue, with the 4, 5, and 6 due up, should they get that far. And now a quick fire over to second. They might have got him.
Oh.
Close call, and the umpire says safe. Twice for good measure. Now a third time. Third time's a charm, as they say. But a close call over at second base. Thought he might have got him there, but a nice slide by Rarick. Top will check the runner again. Pitch on the way, and that one a fastball in for a strike, 0-2. Top looking to get out of the inning here. One pitch away from doing just that.
No temperature update yet from North Carolina. We'll hopefully get it soon.
That one is carrying out towards the shallow outfield. It's a bloop base hit being waved home. The throw is not in time. Scoring as Rarick gets another run. It's 6-1.
Yeah, he beat out that throw. I mean, it was right on his back heels, too, that bouncing ball down the third base line. And kind of like in hockey where the offensive players will shield the goalie, he kind of shielded the catcher coming into home as that ball eventually drifted by him off to that first base side.
It's a rare bloop double for Jackson Beiswinger, though some credit might go to the fielder choosing to throw home there. I think if you ask 10 left fielders, all 10 of them would have made that throw. Just couldn't quite get him out at the plate. It's a 4-run bottom of the 5th for Blue as they've jumped out on top. They lead 6-1 as we have a conference on the mound that is adjourned.
And every time the Blues score 4 runs in any half inning of play, you can go to your kitchen and get 4 drinks out of your fridge.
There you go. I'm sure all of you will heed the advice of Mike right there as the pitch is taken off by Top, and now a throw over to second will advance Beiswinger to third. Heads up base running by Jackson Beiswinger as he'll take a base on the throw. And it just keeps on rolling here for Blue. 0-1 the count and make it 0-2. Work 1 for 2, singling and then striking out his last time up.
Yeah, we might have to bring the owner of Team White up here and say what part of the team, pitching, batting, hitting, defense, whatever, thought that you would win and go buy steaks. I'd really like to know that.
Foul ball by Work as that goes out of play, out towards the asphalt by the dugout.
Well, you know, the Post 400 Blue has definitely gotten their bats going in this contest here. If there's anyone who can shut the bats down, it's Jacob Top.
Top trying to do just that. His fastball catching the outside part of the zone. And it's the first Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout for Jacob Top. And that's going to do it for the 5th inning. It's a successful 5th inning for Blue as they bring home 4. They've got 8 hits on the game now, and they strand a runner over on third. We'll be right back here on the Magnitude Sports Network after a few messages from your sponsors.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end.
You may already know that at Close Mentor, you can shop great designer brands without the full designer price, and that you can bring your gently used items into Close Mentor and sell them for cash on the spot. Here's something else you should know. Buying and selling at Close Mentor aids in water preservation, reduces chemical pollution, decreases landfill waste, boosts your local community. That's right, it's resale, and it's better than retail. Be green and kind to the environment by selling your clothing and buying sustainable fashion for yourself.
And we're back. Top of the 6th inning. It's 6-1 your ball game. Blue up on top over White. Hayden Cresson due up to lead things off here in the 6th. Cresson 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and he'll look to jumpstart this White offense as they're now trailing by 5 after a big bottom of the 5th by Blue. Cresson fouling off the first pitch for strike 1. Over halfway done here with this game now as the game time is at 1 hour 22 as that one is carrying out towards the outfield and a base hit for Cresson. He'll get off to Schneid with his first base knock of the game. He's now 1 for 3 with that single. That'll bring up Drew Rarick.
I believe that's the second hit of the game for White. Am I correct? It looks like I am correct on that one. Third,
I believe
second?
they'll log it as the third.
There
it is.
Yeah, there's a little bit of delay. It's like a Wi-Fi delay on the scoreboard. So
Rarick 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts, and he watches that first pitch low for strike 1. Runner on first for Rarick, the cleanup man. Eli Mock and Logan Sullivan due up after that.
And don't forget, coming up May 31st here at Starion Bank Field, it'll be the Post 400 Astros in a doubleheader with Watertown. And we'll have both those games for you here on Magnitude Sports as we get ready for our South Dakota trip to Brookings and Rapid City.
Going to be traveling all across the Midwest once again here with Post 400. Also looking at some time in Omaha coming in late June. Is that correct?
Omaha, yep. I believe Minneapolis is somewhere in the mix of that too, and with the Gopher Classic and you know, started the season down in Vero Beach, so we just been from one end of the country to another. So
I say Midwest, but I completely forgot about the trip to sunny Florida. That one coming back in, was it late March, I believe?
Yeah, I think it was mid-March, about March 13th, something like that, if I remember correctly.
They don't call it travel ball for nothing, as Rarick will settle in, looking at an 0-2 count.
Matter of fact, for the Stars, who are 15-4 on the season, 2 of those losses came to a team from Canada in a game played in Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything there. Hansen working with a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way, and that one is carrying deep out towards the outfield. That one has a chance, and it's gone. A 2-run shot for Drew Rarick, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. It's a Buffalo Wild Wings home run, your second homer of the game. 1 for each team, and just like that, it's a 3-run ball game.
Yeah, one swing of the bat there for Hayden Crescent, who gets his second home run of the year now. 1 to right field, 1 to left field, and now the lead's cut in half.
Game on here at Starion Bank.
All of a sudden, that 6-1 deficit doesn't look so bad anymore.
Absolutely, and sometimes all it takes is one swing of the bat. We could be in for a good finish here.
It's the first game of the year where we've had multiple home runs in the same game.
Well, there you go. With everyone at higher levels of baseball complaining about the baseballs not being able to fly out of the park like they used to. We're not seeing that here right now.
Yeah, definitely.
This beautiful summer sky has been filled with
Third baseman,
high flies.
Eli Mock.
Here's Eli Mock, 1 for 2, grounding out and singling his last time up. First pitch to Mock, and it's in for strike 1. Beautiful, picturesque landscape here, with the sky starting to turn a pinkish blue. That one is hit hard down the line, but foul. Made the cotton candy comparison before, and I'll make it again, as cotton candy, a staple at ballparks, and you can see it in the sky right now. Camera might not be able to do it justice, but man, beautiful night at the ballpark. That one hit high, carrying out towards center, Lucht charging in, and he'll call off the second baseman, Matter. There's your first out of the inning, a fly out.
Well, no mock-offs there, if you remember that reference you made last season, which
there
was
you go.
awesome.
Pulling out the Rolodex of Eric quotes right there, the mock-off. That one coming in a 9-inning game against West Fargo.
I was just going to say the same thing. Your memory is right where it needs to be.
First pitch to Sullivan is going to be taken high for ball 1. Distinctly remember doing that game. It had rained earlier throughout the day. Was not sure if it was going to happen, as that is lined over towards the shortstop Rarick for out number 2. But boy, I'm sure a lot of people in this Post 400 organization glad that it did, as that was a game to remember, and one of my favorite games that I did last year.
Pitcher Jacob Top.
Yeah, that was certainly the you know, that game, the Bismarck game, the Post 2 game, those were all pretty much turnaround games for the season for the Stars last year. As they rolled into the state tournament, rolled into the regional tournament, and rolled into the World Series. So
it was a summer to remember for Post 400. Top getting a piece of that one. It's going to go down as strike 2.
And I remember when we got to Shelby and talking to some fans, parents of some of the other teams, and they're like, how did you get here with the win-loss record that you had? Because, you know, I don't remember the exact win-loss record as the inning comes to an end, but I don't remember the exact win-loss record, but I think we were like 22-1, and all of our opponents had no more than 2 losses. So.
Well, there you go. When you're hot, you're hot. When you got it, you got it. White got 2 runs there off the home run. It's 6-3. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th right after this here on Magnitude Sports.
Signorama of Fargo is the trusted, preferred signage vendor of NDSU athletics. The global leader in the sign and graphic industry, Signorama is the way to grow your business. Competitive prices, free consultations and estimates, signage solutions that fit your budget. Signorama is locally owned and committed to community support. Trusted by the Bison, be a championship business with Signorama. Call or go online at SAR.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
We return to Starion Bank Field here. Beautiful Fargo, North Dakota. Sun is setting, local time 8:50 here at the ballpark, as we will mute Motley Crue for copyright purposes. Due up is going to be Chayton Sen, Colby Nissen, and Malachi Weremeyer. Those, of course, tentatively speaking, as we might be seeing substitutions made throughout the batting order here throughout the rest of the game. Bottom of the 6th. It's a 3-run game. 2 runs coming in the top half of the inning for White. We could be in for a good finish here as the first pitch in for strike 1. Jacob Top back out on the mound, coming in for relief. He's working with an 0-1 count. Top back up the middle, nearly spun the clown right there, as that is going to be a single for Sen. For those of you that tuned into our baseball or softball coverage from last year, that was a term I used a lot, coined by my uncle from our wiffle ball games that we'd play during the 4th of July.
What was that? What a clown? What?
Spin the clown.
Oh, spin the. Oh, gotcha. Got it.
You hit it right back up at the pitcher. Another definition you can add to your baseball dictionary, as that will elicit a swinging strike from Nissen. 0-1 the count.
And that spins the batter. Although I could have come up with something more clever than batter, but I didn't want to call Semenko a clown here. I think it's Semenko anyway.
According to the phone, it's Colby Nissen. It is.
Yeah, I believe it's
going to be
it's Demarion Semenko.
Semenko.
Yeah, this is one guy you'll want to watch. Like I was telling you about it in the pregame show. He has an aggressive swing. He's not afraid to swing and miss. And sometimes he goes down on strikes like he did there, but when he does connect, he can produce some things. And I think if he can just polish up that swing and polish up his at-bat appearances, he's going to turn into a dominant player sooner than later.
Well, there you go. A nice scouting report by there. A name to watch for the future, as that's going to bring up, I believe, Malachi Weremeyer as taking off for second is Sen, and he's in safely. Going to be ruled a ball. 1-0 the count.
This is Caden Newarth actually at the plate, number 14.
So apologies about that, as some substitutions have been made. Caden Newarth digging in, and Newarth will take a look at that pitch, and it's in for a strike to even the count.
Yeah, it should be 2-0. That was outside. and if You know, of all the games we do for Post 400, and when I say, hey, that maybe should have been a ball or maybe should have been a strike, nobody can accuse me of being one-sided in this game. So.
Unless you really want steak.
Yeah, and right now, steak is about 3 runs shy of happening. So.
That pitch from top, a fastball to even the count at 2 apiece. 2-2. Breaking ball and a nice swing and a miss. There's the top spin from top. A Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout as they throw over to first on the drop third strike. There's out number 2.
That's his 3rd strikeout according to my numbers. And
Number 12, Grant Matter.
That'll bring up Grant Matter. Notice I paused there to make sure that I could verify with the PA announcer, but Matter coming in for his first at-bat, his last trip up, a substitute over at second base. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout, and he swings at that pitch for strike 1. Send the runner over at second to look to avoid stranding him in scoring position. 2 down and 0-1 the count as White will look to get out of the inning. That one is hit and down the line and foul. One looked to be always carrying foul. Sounded nice off the bat, but
yeah, it did.
Have to straighten it out a little bit. That one could be danger if it's put in play. Leadoff man Oliver Lucht in the on-deck circle should we reach that point in this inning. Pitch high and tight, taken for a ball.
That was over the plate, too. It was over the inside edge of the plate. But I had a perfect view at it, too.
Instead, it'll be a 1-2. Runner takes off on the pitch, and it's going to be taken for strike 3. That one catching the plate, and that's another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout. That's going to do it here for the 6th inning. Your score, 3-6, a scoreless half inning. White cut the lead to 3 in the previous half inning. We'll see if they can continue the rally right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Why do I choose to work here? It's the people. It's the feeling that you get when you've been gone for a weekend and everybody's genuinely happy to see you and you're so happy to see them too.
They are wonderful. The staff is wonderful. They are so friendly. They're so happy all the time.
It's a family. It's just that overall culture that we have. It's a great culture, and I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
7th inning about to get underway. Mike Mason with a little bit of analysis here. Looks like we got a change on the diamond.
Yeah, moving out into left field here for Team Blue is Demarion Semenko, and if that sounds odd for you, as it sounded odd for me, as we're going to mute Guns N' Roses. Semenko normally playing center field for the Astros, but with the Stars center fielder Oliver Lucht, Oliver will stay in center, and Semenko will get a shot in left field today.
Well, there you go. There's your one substitution as we have a substitution in the lineup. Owen Shannon settling in for his first plate appearance of the game, and he watches that fastball go by for strike 1.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves me correctly, Owen Shannon normally batting in the number 1 spot in a normal game lineup. And
looks like right here we have him down at the number 8 spot.
So this is a different position for him, too.
Shannon will take that pitch for a ball. He's got a hitter's count at 2-1.
You know, when I played high school ball, I didn't really care which number in the lineup I was batting at because it felt all the same to me. I don't know if you agree with that or if other players would agree with that, but to me it didn't matter.
I would say from a player's perspective, I would agree there. If you're hitting, you're hitting, but
yeah,
that is going to be ruled a drop third strike and taking off for first. Nice hustle by Shannon. Didn't know if he got a piece of it or not. Looked like there's a little bit of confusion, but
yeah,
they're going to rule it I guess a half of a Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout, as you can chalk it up as a strikeout on the stat sheet.
I'll give him a strikeout for that. So Colby Hansen on the mound, I believe. Yep, that's his second now. And he'll face off against Chase Lura is the batter for White.
Throw back over to first base. Not much doing right there as he'll slide in head first. Chase Lura's first trip up to the plate. He is looking at an 0-1 count with a runner over on first base. White trying to mount a rally here. They went down by as much as 5 as that one is through the hole for a base hit. And that'll help their cause. First trip to the plate. And it's a single for Lura. 2 on and no down.
Order, number 6, Matt Bryant.
Here's the leadoff man, Matt Bryant. Rule that as, I believe, hit number 5 for White.
Well, Matt Bryant, on deck is scheduled batters Job Fryer. Let's see if he steps into the on-deck circle. It does not. No, I think it's going to be somebody. No, it is Job Fryer. He steps into the on-deck circle with nobody out. 2 runners on, right behind Matt Bryant, who's at bat right now. And
Bryant showed bunt for a millisecond, and he pulls back. Good decision there. Puts the count at 1-0. Bryant 1 for 3. They strike out a single and then grounding out his last time up, and it looks like we're going to have a meeting on the mound here. Unofficial pitch count for Colby Hansen at 33. We'll see if that's it for him or not here, as looks like now Shannon will go over and have a word with the third base coach. Lura over at first talking with the first base coach, and with the muted Taylor Swift playing in the background, it looks like they'll retake their spots on the diamond. So not quite done yet for Hansen. They'll let him work through this.
I think that song should be deleted from the baseball playlist. Like, I don't know why you'd play that song at a baseball game, to be honest with you, but maybe there's a reason for it.
Well, if I had to guess based off my reason, based off what I've seen, as that pitch comes in, it's taken for a strike. When I worked PA last year here, there was distinct playlists for certain scenarios over on that iPad, and that song belonged in the home team mound visit, song titled Shake It Off, so maybe some words of encouragement from T Swift.
We need to get I'm sure there's some other songs out there called Shake It Off that we could replace, so if you want to keep the Shake It Off theme, we can definitely replace that one.
I believe you might have to take that one up with the workers over in the PA box.
Well, I'll take it up with the president. The president's already given me approval to wipe out every song in that iPod, or that iPad, I should say. Now, his seriousness level on that is what I'm not sure on, but he did say it to me.
Well, there you go. Some insider information on how these songs are selected here at Starion Bank. 3-1 count. And the pitch is taken for ball 4. Bases loaded. Bryant walks. And hang on a second here. We've really got something cooking.
Job Fryer, I believe that's who this is.
It is Fryer.
Job Fryer represents the stakes coming up after the game.
Well, here we go. It's a golden opportunity for White. Fryer 0 for 2, grounding out, walking, and striking out.
If
that one is chopped, it's going to be potential play at the plate, barehanded, and he got him at home. What a play by Andre Work for the first out of the inning. My goodness.
Well, let's see here. So Fryer will not be the stake guy. Is it Rarick? Hayden Crescent. Okay. Hayden Crescent. Didn't he hit a home run in this game, or was that the other guy? You'll find out.
We'll have to figure out here as I sort through what has all taken place there on the iScore app.
There's a strike to Crescent. So Crescent now represents the winning stake run.
And Crescent is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a single, as he will take that pitch. If I'm not mistaken, it was
How ironic would it be if he sent one to right field and took out the number 6 in the Blues thing off the scoreboard?
Crescent watches that fastball outside to make the count 2-1. Bases still loaded. Just one away now after that incredible barehanded play by Andre Work over at first. And the double play still alive here, and that would end the inning, but instead it's going to be carrying out and dropping into the outfield. Base hit, that's going to score Lura. Being waved home is Bryant, and being waved home is Fryer, and they're all going to score. Tie game. Bases clearing double for Hayden Crescent, and it's all even at 6 apiece.
Well,
game on.
How many games have you called here where the Stars or the Astros have been down by like 7 or 8 runs, and then they come back and walk it off? I think you've called all the walk-offs here. I think I've only called one walk-off here, and that was 2 years ago before I even met you.
Yeah.
And that was in a game against Wayzata when the Stars would walk it off. I believe the final score in that game was 2-1 in that game against Wayzata a couple years ago. Still one of my favorite games played here at Starion Bank Field because, in theory, that year Wayzata should have crushed the Stars, and that didn't happen. That once again, in theory. So, they always say don't use the on paper analysis, but like I said, in theory and on paper, the Stars should not have won that game. So.
I will say I've been very fortunate to call some incredible games here at this ballpark, and this one's shaping up to be another one, as it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. I can't quite catch the number from this angle. And it's going to be Carson Barta. Give an assist to the PA announcer. So Barta will come in.
Yeah, our PA announcer's done a fabulous job announcing the players and working the scoreboard, with the exception to Game 1 where I didn't realize there was problems with the scoreboard and I blamed it all on him, and and now I have to give a public apology.
Just like to give a reminder to your viewers at home, for those of you that might be tuning in late and used to 7-inning games, this one a 9-inning game, so we will still have a few more innings of baseball here, but a great finish shaping up. And for a fun little trivia fact, the first ever Post 400 game that I called, it was this man right here, Carson Barta, on the mound for Post 400. Also seen him play shortstop some.
Yeah, it was earlier this season. You haven't met him yet, but Riley, another guy helping us out here on Magnitude, he made a comment that on his first game here that it was getting past his bedtime, and I was like, oh, just wait until you meet Eric, and he tells you stories about how late he's been here on some nights.
The word bedtime is no longer in my vocabulary after working this job, I'll say that. There is something special, though, about calling a game that goes into the 11th hour of the PM and seeing it end. And
11 innings, just shy of midnight, I think it was, if I remember correctly.
That is my personal record. We'll get action resumed here. As
all I can say is I'm glad I had that day off. I don't know what I was doing that day, but I remember when that game went final, you just hit the final score button. You didn't do any post-game show. You just, which I don't blame you.
I don't think I've ever driven back to my place quicker than that night. 0-1 count to, I believe, Jack Demers, who is in the batter's box, taking off for third. The throw on the way, and a slide is in time. Over to third goes Hayden Crescent, and he represents the go-ahead run.
Yeah, Jack Demers on the mound, or not on the mound, but in the batter's box now here for you. You're absolutely right, Eric. And let's see, I'll try and give you a preview who's on deck here once I get a glimpse at the jersey number. And it looks like it's going to be Jack Gould, who's coming up to the plate next here with one away. Runner on third, so as long as no double plays happen, we'll see Jack Gould.
Barta's pitch is fouled the other way. Count remains at 1-2.
And Gould will pick that up, give it back to the umpire on 2 bounces. And, of course, the next batter here for Team White is the all-famous YouTube thumbnail baseball player for the Blue-White series.
Nice stop right there by the catcher behind the plate, knocking it down. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, the artist graphic guy said I could use whatever graphics I wanted, so I did.
2-2, that one nearly got him. Jack Demers realizing he got thrusted into a game of dodgeball right there.
I don't know if you knew about this, but we did a dodgeball broadcast last winter.
He'll take it for ball 4, and as that is a huge walk drawn right there to put runners on the corners. I do remember you mentioning something about that. I've lost track of how many different sports that you guys have broadcasted here on Magnitude.
I think we're at 10 or 11 now. Dodgeball and snowmobile racing are 10th and 11th sports. So
a little bit of everything here on Magnitude Sports. Emphasis on sports plural.
Yeah, exactly. We had over 3,000 viewers for that dodgeball broadcast.
Wow.
I didn't even have a scoreboard. I don't even know how dodgeball is scored. So
you get hit, you're out.
Yeah.
0-1 count to Jack Gould stepping in for his first plate appearance of the night.
I suppose I could do like a scoreboard with like hits and putouts or something like
that.
Yeah, okay. So I'll copy the hits from baseball and I'll add a putouts.
It's a big at-bat in this game right here. 2 runners on and only 1 away. White looking to take the lead for the first time tonight. Pitch to Gould and he watches it low for a ball, even count.
Yeah, if I was Gould, I'd go to between third and short, sneak it in the left center gap.
Plenty of green space out there in the outfield. Pitch on the way and it's fouled off. 1-2, and an out right here would go a long way for Blue.
Yeah, he tried to push that one into the dugout where his brother Joe is at on the opposite team. So if White wins this game, Jack is going to get a steak with his dad, and Joe is going to sit home and eat ice cream.
Maybe not a bad consolation prize. Runner takes off as it's fouled off, and they'll have to retreat to their previous bases. Nearly a huge moment right there, but that white chalk saying not so fast. Count remains at 1-2.
Yeah, they sent Jack Gould down to the minor league Fargo Youth Baseball team, and then they brought him back up this year. So
big pitch upcoming. Barta from the stretch. And he got him looking for strike 3.
Oh.
What a huge second out for the inning.
Maybe he won't get a steak.
First Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout for Carson Barta. And it brings up Logan Sullivan in a huge moment now. 2 away, 2 on in the top of the 7th. Sullivan 0 for 2, walking, striking out, and then flying out his last time up. Barta's pitch taken for ball 1.
A grand total of 21 strikeouts between Blue and White.
Wow.
In this game, according to my numbers so far.
Somewhere Randy Johnson is smiling. 1-0 pitch. That one taken down the middle for a strike. Even count to Sullivan.
Jim just chimed in. I don't know if you heard Eric say it earlier, but this is a 9-inning game. And then games 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be 7-inning doubleheaders. So this game 1 of the series is 9 innings, and games 2 through 5 are going to be played as 2 7-inning doubleheaders. Now, with our luck, this will be like an 11-inning game.
1-1. Taken for a ball. Hitters count at 2-1. Should Sullivan reach safely, it would be Jacob Topdu up next. He's in the on-deck circle. Barta checks the runner. And now time will be called. Both dugouts in full throat here. You can hear the cries of encouragement from both sides. Big pitch on the way. Taken. And it's going to be ball 3. 3-1 to Sullivan.
Yeah, in the top of the fourth, that was a strike, so I'm not sure what changed over 3 innings. So,
should Sullivan walk, that would load the bases for Jacob Top. 3-1 pitch, and that one taken for a strike. It's a full count at 3-2.
Big pitch coming up here for Carson Barta.
Here we go. This could be a game-defining pitch. Got him swinging. Strike 3. Carson Barta, my goodness. That's going to do it for the top half. It's 3 runs, and it's a tie game. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a fun few innings upcoming here. Tie game. White and blue knotted up at 6, and we'll be back with more right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
You may already know that at Close Mentor, you can shop great designer brands without the full designer price, and that you can bring your gently used items into Close Mentor and sell them for cash on the spot. Here's something else you should know. Buying and selling at Close Mentor aids in water preservation, reduces chemical pollution, decreases landfill waste, boosts your local community. That's right, it's resale, and it's better than retail. Be green and kind to the environment by selling your clothing and buying sustainable fashion for yourself.
Signorama of Fargo is the trusted, preferred signage vendor of NDSU athletics. The global leader in the sign and graphic industry, Signorama is the way to grow your business. Competitive prices, free consultations and estimates, signage solutions that fit your budget. Signorama is locally owned and committed to community support. Trusted by the Bison, be a championship business with Signorama. Call or go online at sarvalley.com.
Back in action here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 6-6 your score after 3 more come across for White. They've scored 5 in the past 2 innings to tie the game up. And now it's going to be Blue's turn to try and answer the rally as they had a 5-run lead not too long ago. They blinked and now it's gone. But they have the top of the order upcoming, and it's going to be Oliver Lucht getting things started against Jacob Top. Lucht reaching base twice thus far in this game. Walking, striking out, and then a triple his last time up.
Oliver Luck walking up to the plate, doing the YMCA signal with a bat in his hand. That was great.
First pitch to Luck.
He might be trying to buy his way into a stake if Blue loses here.
Yeah.
Taking the place of Jack Gould, who struck out and won't get his stake. So
1-0 count to Luck. And as cheesy as this might sound, it's just a nice little reminder, even in a high-stakes moment like this. It's just a game, and these guys are out here having fun. 1-1 now as he takes that one for a strike. As I always say, how can you not be romantic about baseball?
I can tell you a couple of ways. Like if this thing goes into the 13th inning and it's midnight.
That foul ball will make the count at 1-2. Top looking for out number 1. It's going to be driven out towards the gap, carrying and dropping for a base hit. That'll be Luck's second hit of the game. He's thinking 2, and he's thinking 3. Throw on the way, and not in time. Sliding in. It's a second straight triple for Oliver Lucht, and a second straight celebration.
Second triple for Oliver Lucht.
Well, that's why he has the number 3 on his jersey.
The pitcher, number 8, Carson Barta.
What a way to start the inning for Blue. Here's Carson Barta, his first at-bat.
Nobody out or a leadoff triple, and you're 90 feet away from taking the lead again. That's interesting.
Barta can, as they say, help his own cause right here as he's in and out a pitch, and he can give himself some of his own run support as he takes the first pitch for a ball. So I'll correct the scoreboard. That is now hit number 10 for Blue. And he swings through that pitch to even the count at 1 apiece. Top been in the game for a few innings now and unofficially at 46 pitches on the night. Here's 47, and it's taken for a ball. 2-1 to Barta, the pitcher. Top fires one into the zone to even the count. And the aforementioned pitcher v. pitcher battle might be reaching its climax right here. 2-2, off speed, popped up high. Tracking back is the shortstop, and
tag,
underneath
tag.
it he gets, and the cries for tag will be ignored. I think every third base coach on the planet would have had a stroke if he would have tagged there, as that'll be out number 1.
Shortstop Jackson Ammerman.
That'll bring up Jackson Ammerman with 1 away, and the runner remaining over at third.
Way outside for a ball there.
1-0 to Ammerman.
If that one would have been called a strike, I would have run out of this press box and went and talked to him.
Top with a fastball that catches the outside part of the zone. 1 apiece.
I'd be like,
down.
hey, put the game on pause. Come up here and look at the replay of that.
2 straight fastballs in for strikes by Top. 1 and 2, and looking for that all-important second out. Outside. Seen a few jams that pitchers have gotten out of in this game, and I would say that this one would qualify as a jam as well. Lead off triple, and then to come back and escape unscathed. Nice pitch, and he got him looking for strike 3, and that helps his cause.
Jacob Top now with check that 7 strikeouts.
There's that all-famous top spin by Jacob Top, another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout.
Now,
2 down.
Is probably the most dangerous batter that Jacob Top can pitch against here.
It's Jacob versus Jackson. Jackson takes it for strike 1, much to the dismay of a few people in attendance.
With the exception of the Top parents.
That pitch missing outside to even the count. By Swinger, 1 for 3, striking out his first 2 times up, and then a double in his last at-bat. Fastball fired in. That one laid off of for a ball. Scoreboard says 3-0. On my phone, I have 2-1. No.
Yeah, I have 2-1 as well.
Umpire's going to call time, and that's exactly why he did it. Looks like they'll make the correction. And the big at-bat resumes. That one taken for strike.
Oh, that was a high strike. Wow. An elevated fastball there from Top.
2-2, and now tensions rising here. Lux, the runner at third after the leadoff triple. Top deals, and he misses outside. It's a full count.
And now the scoreboard is correct at 3-2.
They were just a pitch ahead of us. And here we go. All-important payoff pitch, perhaps the most important pitch of the game thus far.
Something tells me he's going to get strikeout 8 here.
That one is carrying out towards center field. It's going to be shallow, charging in and making the catch is Fryer. Top escapes unscathed. What a performance by Jacob Top to get out of the jam, and that's going to do it for the 7th inning. Your score remains tied at 6-all. We're going to go to the top half here of the 8th inning. Good final few innings upcoming here on the Magnitude Sports Network right after this.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
You may already know that at Close Mentor, you can shop great designer brands without the full designer price, and that you can bring your gently used items into Close Mentor and sell them for cash on the spot. Here's something else you should know. Buying and selling at Close Mentor aids in water preservation, reduces chemical pollution, decreases landfill waste, boosts your local community. That's right, it's resale, and it's better than retail. Be green and kind to the environment by selling your clothing and buying sustainable fashion for yourself.
Back in action here on Magnitude Sports Network. It's Jacob Top leading things off as he takes the first pitch high for a ball. 1-0, it's Top, Shannon, and Laura, the three tentatively scheduled to be due up in a game that is still tied up. Been a good one here. Good first game back. Can't ask for much more. Seen a few home runs, some nice plays out in the field, and tie game with 2 innings remaining.
Exactly. And since the blue and white team have combined for 12 runs, Post 400 will donate $12 to the Post 400 Comets.
There you go. Count at 2-1 to Top, who's 0 for 1, striking out his first time up. The lights are now on here at Starion as well, and I gotta say, playing under the lights, some of my favorite memories back in my middle school and early high school glory days. I say that in jest as the pitch comes in.
It was a strike. He took a while to call it, but yeah, I agree with him that time. It is a strike. 1 ball and is it 1 and 2 or 2 and 2?
I believe it's 2 and 2.
Yeah, it's the official put. Well, it's 2 and 2 now for sure.
I believe earlier the umpire had 1 and 1 up. I have 2 and 2 on my phone.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out soon
2,
enough based off this pitch as it comes in from Barta, and that one just missing.
So 3 and 2.
3 and 2, full
according
count.
to the official behind the plate here.
Payoff pitch upcoming from Barta. First he'll step off the mound. And at this point, I'd say every at-bat is an important at-bat, as runs might be at a premium here down the stretch, and one might be enough to win this game. Nice pitch right there, and got him looking for strike 3, Barta.
Wow.
The more pressure there is, the higher he thrives. First out of the inning.
Number 5, Owen Shannon.
Another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout for Carson Barta, and it brings up Owen Shannon.
That's his 3rd strikeout now since taking over on the mound.
Barta's first pitch to Shannon is taken away for a ball. Shannon is 0 for 1, but he did reach base. That courtesy of a dropped 3rd strike his last time up. 1-0 pitch. Barta takes something off that one to even the count.
Jaroszewski, who started the game pitching, had 5, and then Colby Hansen came in, delivered 2, and now Carson Barta has 3, and the blue team has struck out a total of 10 batters in this game.
1 and 2 now after coaxing a swing out of Shannon, and might be looking at strikeout number 11 right here. Barta from the windup. High for a ball. 2 and 2. Even count dealing incoming. Got him swinging, strike 3. Barta with another. And it's 2 down.
I believe it's Chase Lura coming up to the plate.
Number 13, Chase.
And that would be correct. Lura is 1 for 1 with a single in this ball game, and
I love it when I do
the bases empty.
I love it when I do the PA announcer's job ahead of
Barta's first pitch is high for a ball. Some great work in relief by Carson Barta, coming in and cleaning up a mess and then working through the first 2 hitters in this half inning. He gets a swing right there to even the count at 1 apiece. That's why they call relief pitchers firemen sometimes. Come in and put out the fire. That is a fastball fired in for strike 2, and now just 1 strike away.
If only the strike call would be as fast as the fastball.
Barta just missing high.
Thought he was about to give that signal, but I guess not.
2 and 2 with 2 down. That one popped up, carrying out towards the outfield. Walked, meandering on over, and he puts the squeeze on. It's a 1-2-3 inning, and what a huge 1-2-3. We're going to head towards the bottom half of the 8th. Score remains the same, 6-6. White and blue all knotted up. Good finish upcoming here on the Magnitude Sports Network, right after these messages from your sponsors.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Do you have a teen ready for driving lessons? Don't know what they need to do or when things need to be done? If busyness keeps you from driving with them, then Gotta Go Driving School is the place to call. Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School has been teaching driving lessons to all age groups since 1991. Call Jeff at Gotta Go Driving, 238-0236. Jeff will tell you to start planning ahead now. Don't wait. Got a new driver? Then it's Gotta Go Driving School. Talk to Jeff or go online at gottagodrivingschool.com.
Back in action here, Starion Bank Field. Tie game 6-6. After 2 scoreless half innings, it's going to be Andre Work leading things off for Blue here in the bottom of the 8th.
Might have to change the name on the scoreboard from white to Stakes. Maybe make the font a little bit like medium red or something.
0-1 count to Work. Breaking ball, and that one caught the outside part of the zone. 0-2, Top off to a nice start. That one just missing as it's knocked down by the catcher. Work will stay alive in the count, 1-2. Work 1 for 3, singling his first time up, and then 2 strikeouts after that. Top kicks and fires. It's chopped in the ground and foul. And some nice grounder practice for one of the coaches over there for Team Blue. And he fires it back to Top. Easy exchange of the ball. No ball boy necessary.
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I think I'd rather watch the Battle of Fargo versus the Battle of Alberta. So
that one's going to be a base hit. Second of the game for Andre Work. That one poked down the line, chalk it up as another single, and that'll get things started here for Blue in the bottom of the 8th. Big time piece of hitting by Andre Work.
Number 7, Joe Gould.
Here's Joe Gould.
The brother of Jack Gould over on the opposite white team, and see if he can earn his brother's place at the stake table.
Payoff attempt over at first, unsuccessful as Work slides back in safely. First plate appearance of the game for Gould as he settles into the left-handed side of the batter's box. Now 11 hits for Team Blue after that single. Showing bunt and laying it down nicely. It's going to be a tough play over at first. Top got him, and now hang on, nearly a pickle. The throw over, and they nearly caught the double play. Oh my goodness.
I'm beginning to wonder if that ump knows how to make the out signal. I'm pretty sure he was out at second, but.
Nervy moment right there. Nearly a massive double play. The bunt will advance Work, however, as it's 1 down with a runner on second.
The replay is confirmed. He's safe.
And a comment made in jest by the PA announcer. They say replays in baseball now all the time, man.
That play was not reviewable. There's Demarion Semenko at the plate now. He takes the first pitch for a strike.
If there was a replay, that would have to be a record for the quickest replay I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
0-1 count to Semenko.
I think his job might be on the line here going against Team White, but we'll find out.
That one getting away from the catcher, taking off for third is Work, and he's in safely. Work now 90 feet away from scoring the go-ahead run.
Oh, this time there's 1 out on the board instead of 0. That's a positive, but.
We did see Top work out of a jam like this last time. It was the leadoff triple. And now here comes Skipper out to have a word with Blue, as I think they might be discussing whether or not that ball hits Semenko. which would have assisted Work in his advancing over to third.
And
seems to be a brief conversation, fairly amicable. And now the umpires are going to talk amongst themselves. A few things to get sorted out here. What did you see, Mike?
I did not see him get hit by it, but I may not have been looking at where he was positioned, where the pitch came in either. I was looking at another part of the field. And
well, I think you might be right, as Work is going to stay over at third. So he will advance to third, and now this inning just got a whole lot spicier.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on.
Taking off for home, nearly the suicide squeeze. It's going to be fouled off instead, and I say I've seen a lot of my time here. Yeah. That would have been a first.
There'll be no bunting or anything like that here. Well, I mean, they could if they want, but that would be not the smartest thing on a 2-strike count. So.
But man, oh man, that's got to get the crowd going right there. A suicide squeeze for the go-ahead run. Just couldn't quite get it. 1-2 from top. Breaking ball. Ooh. And he got him. No, he didn't. Looked like he was walking back to the dugout. The umpire didn't make a signal.
Yeah, it looked like a breaking ball that came in for a strike, but apparently it was elevated high enough for ball 2.
2-2 the count. Top's breaking ball chopped over towards short. Play at the plate on the way. The throw is
safe.
Not in time.
No,
safe.
Yeah.
And now taking off for second. Can they get the tag out there? They can.
He does know how to make the out signal. I was wondering about that.
So chalk it up as the go-ahead run. That's what matters the most for Blue, as Work will be mobbed by his teammates. It's a fielder's choice that results in an out over at second. It's 7-6 now. Blue back on top.
Well, stakes are off the board for the moment here.
And now we've got some organization going on over on the mound. We'll see if we have a new pitcher coming in, and I believe we will, as that looks to be Logan Sullivan heading out onto the mound. So Sullivan will come in from left field in relief. Your score now 7-6. Up on top is Blue. 1-run game here, and they'll have a chance to close it out in the top of the 9th. But first we'll see Sullivan warm up here as he comes in relief for Top, and I believe Top, you said, had how many strikeouts on the game?
I had him down for 7.
So 7 strikeouts for Top in his relief appearance.
And Rarick before him had 8, so 15 combined between 2 pitchers, and yet they're still down a run. So I want to take this moment during the pitching change here to thank mortgage lender Sean Carlson at Town and Country Credit Union, Close Mentor of Fargo, Sinorama, Goldmark Commercial Real Estate, Jeff Weber, Gotta Go Driving School in Fargo, Custom Express Car Wash in Fargo, Runnings, Buffalo Wild Wings, Starion Bank, Touchmark of Fargo, Knickerbocker and Nixon, Post 400 Baseball for making the Blue-White Series and Post 400 Stars, Astros, and Comets games all spring and summer long possible here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Mike Mason alongside Eric Tiongson and No More Bon Jovi. It's a good song, but it's not good enough for YouTube. So had too many emails from YouTube in the past 48 hours. So I'm going to put that song to bed. And stepping up to the plate here is
Caden Neuwirth.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong roster, but you are right. I was going to say Jacob Top, but it's Caden Neuwirth.
Neuwirth will settle in. He's 0 for 1, striking out his first time up. Once again, a 1-run lead now here for Blue. That coming off a wild sequence of events. The count 1-0 to Neuwirth. And now 1-1. That pitch in for a strike. First 2 pitches for Sullivan. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coming in relief for Jacob Top. Sullivan from the windup. His pitch, a fastball outside. And coincidentally enough, the first Post 400 game that I did, it was Barta pitching. And then the last one, it was Sullivan pitching. And Sullivan in here now as well, so completing the timeline a little bit. That pitch going to be called a strike to even the count at 2 apiece. That game was against Post 2 out in Kindred. 2-2, and that pitch missing outside. Catcher couldn't quite frame that one. It's a full count at 3-2.
Yeah, sent that curveball with just a little too much spin to send it too far outside.
Payoff pitch misses, and Newart's going to walk. He'll go over to first, and that'll bring up Grant Matter. Matter digs in with 1 on and 2 away. Matter is 0 for 2, flying out and striking out his last time up. And it looks like we'll have a substitute runner as well. It's going to be, I believe, Malachi Weremeyer.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Matters third.
Well, it's either that or Easton Rarick. They're both number 2. So
that's a good point.
Yeah. It's the only downside to this game is you have multiple jersey numbers on the roster. So,
well, we know it's one of 2 people. Hopefully the good folks at home will know for themselves, as the pickoff attempt is not in time.
If I had to take a guess, I would say it is Weremeyer, but
0-1 that counts to Matter as he hits that one and blooping into the outfield for a base hit. Heading over towards third as Weremeyer's his helmet comes off too, and now sliding in head first. Grant Matter with a double. The inning stays alive, and the bow and arrow celebration continuing from Team Blue. And the man who's made that celebration very popular, at least based off what I've seen. We've seen him pull it out twice. He's digging in for another at-bat. It's Oliver Lucht.
yeah, the center fielder tossed it into Christensen, the shortstop there, and I think the center fielder was thinking third, and then Christensen's like, wait, we got a runner coming to second, and he just, the throw was a little bit off to Christensen's left, and as a result, he wasn't able to scamper over to the bag quick enough to get the out at second.
Here comes a man who you can see the fumes coming off of his bat. He has been red hot. He's 2 for 3, a walk, a strikeout, and then back-to-back triples. Looking to do even more damage right here. He's got 2 in scoring position and could get some insurance here for Blue as they head towards the 9th inning. Lucht versus Sullivan.
You get this feeling something crazy is going to happen in the bottom of the 9th.
Absolutely. Seen a little bit of everything, but
well,
I always like to add to the catalog.
I should say top of the 9th because it'd have to happen in the top of the 9th before something crazy could happen in the bottom of the 9th. So,
as a big chop by Lucht for strike 2. Quick 0-2 count. Sullivan looking to get out of this inning with a 1-run deficit instead of perhaps more, and he got him. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and they'll fire over to first. As a more celebratory measure, but that's going to do it for the 8th inning. We head towards the top of the 9th.
There are no white team
and
errors. 2 runners
going to
left
need
on
a
base.
run scored to
We
keep
move
this
the
game
top half
going
of the
here.
9th inning with the
We've
score
seen
of
White rally
13-7.
before. They're going to have to do it once
The white
more.
team 6.
7-6 your score. Blue takes the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Good finish upcoming. Don't go anywhere here on the Magnitude Sports Network. We'll be right back.
The Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota is the place for you and your friends to come and enjoy cold drinks, great food, and sports all under a friendly and fun atmosphere. Whether it's the Vikings, Twins, Wild, NDSU Bison, or one of your favorite teams, watch all the games at the Knickerbocker. Open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., and Sunday, 12 noon to 2 a.m. You can find the Knickerbocker at 412 Main Avenue in Hickson, just a 10-minute drive south of Fargo. Take University Drive, head south until you arrive.
Well, here we go. It doesn't get much better than this. It's a 1-run game. 9th inning, lot on the line here between white and blue. We've got stakes on the line. We've got bragging rights on the line. And we've got a game on the line, too.
And we got our Mike and Ike players of the game coming up in our post-game show, too. That'll be announced by our PA announcer, I believe, as we get the time off from selecting players of the game. So,
well, here we go. It's going to be the top of the order that's going to have to get it done for Team White, and it all starts with the man who started this very ball game off, Matt Bryant. Bryant settles in. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout, a single, a ground out, and a walk.
And a home run to right center.
Here you go. Here's the call from Mike Mason himself. Home run to center. I called you Nostradamus last year. We'll see if you can repeat the feat.
I think I just blew it. I jinxed myself.
First pitch, fastball taken for strike 1. The 3 tentatively scheduled to be due up are Bryant, Fryer, and Crescent. Those are names that you'd want to hear if you're Team White and you need a run. Pitch taken for a ball to even the count. Barta back in for his 3rd inning of relief. Pitch on the way, and it's taken for ball 2. And you get the sense that if Bryant can reach base right here, might swing momentum just a tinge in the way of White.
Yeah,
with the dugout going.
I'd agree with that.
That pitch is taken for a strike, 2-2, and of course, on the other side, this isn't necessarily groundbreaking analysis, but if Barta can get this first out right here, that'll get Blue going a little bit.
Big 2-2 here for Barta. Looking for strikeout number 4.
And he got it. He got him swinging for strike 3, and Blue is just 2 outs away. It's another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout.
Joe Fryer.
Well, I guess I did get the Nostradamus tag back. So.
Nice redemption right there, as that'll bring up Job Fryer. 1 down, base is empty. He's 0 for 3. A ground out, a walk, a strikeout, and a fielder's choice. First pitch, Fryer watches it go by for strike 1. And Barta, as the kids say, has been in his bag. He's been dealing, and he's 2 outs away from ending this game. From the windup, the 0-1. Breaking ball missing. Even count at 1 apiece. Night has fallen here in Fargo, North Dakota, as we have a nice black sky to complement the lights on the field. Has the feeling of a true night game as the pitch comes in. 1-1 and a swinging strike for strike 2. Of course, back in the day, a lot of ballparks, if they had night games, they'd spell it N-I-T-E. Just one of those little quirks of baseball. And a big pitch upcoming right here. Barta's fastball missing low for ball 2.
Yeah, I thought that may have been just high enough to stay in the strike zone, but apparently not. And now it's 2-2 once again on back-to-back batters here.
And that one also missing low.
Yeah, he got the strikeout on 2-2 on the last batter. This time he moves to the full count on the 2-2 count.
Fryer disciplined as a monk in the box. Full count, 3-2. And that one chopped over towards second. Playable for Matter, over to first. And there's your second out. And now Team Blue is just 1 out away from victory.
And Team White is 1 out away from keeping you
Hayden
here longer.
Crescent.
Or 1 run away from keeping you here longer.
Well, here's a man who's been feeling it in the box. It's Hayden Crescent. Started out 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but since then a single and a double. And he'll need to reach base right here to keep this game alive.
I'll pop one over the field to right. We'll have a tie game again.
First pitch is a fastball up in the zone for strike 1, and Crescent certainly does have the power to do that, so you got to imagine fans on edge a little bit right here, as a lot could happen in this at-bat. 0-1, check swing, and a nice job to lay off that one. Tempting to try and go after it, but instead it's 1-1.
Ball and a strike, that's always a friendly hitter's count.
See if he sits fastball right here. 1-1, it is a fastball, but he takes it up in the zone.
I think he called it a strike.
It is ruled a strike on the scoreboard, so
yeah,
I might stand corrected here.
You were initially were right. He just took a while to call it a strike. So that one missing for sure, as it's taken.
And the count's 2-2. White down to their last strike.
Barta looking for number 5.
And he got him! Got him swinging, and that's your ball game. Another Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout, and Carson Barta, a masterful performance in relief. That's going to do it. Your final score here on Magnitude Sports, 7-6, Blue up on top over White in a thrilling 9-inning game. Game 1 of 5 here in this 5-game series. Those 5 games taking place over the next 10 days here at Starion Bank Field. A good one on our hands and a good one for me to come back to, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Oh, definitely, yes. And to me, it feels like you never left. So I don't know if you feel the same way or not there, but
absolutely. It feels good to be back in the press box with the headset on. And I told you during one of our breaks, it's like riding a bike. And, man,
yeah.
I cannot wait to be doing this all summer long. And a great first game back here at Starion Bank Field. Once again, your final score, 7-6, Blue up on top over White. And you got anything else to say here, Mike?
No, not really. We got some more softball coming up on Friday here. We got some high school graduations coming up. We'll get back to post 400 baseball next Wednesday, I believe, with Game 2 of the Blue-White series, and then May 31st, of course, the Astros will host Watertown here at Starion Bank Field. The Stars on June 1st will head down to Brookings to play the Bandits, and then they'll move to Rapid City for that tournament over the next 3 days. And then we'll come back, and Eric, you might have to do a couple games in case I'm going to St. Louis for hockey. So we'll see.
I have no complaints about that.
Or I can do the games and I send you to St. Louis. But yeah, no, a great game here in Game 1, and White falling a little bit short, but they certainly made Blue earn that final run in the bottom of the 8th to cap this thing off. And final score, you can see Blues a little bit, I don't know what you call that.
The gritty, as the kids call it.
And now the worm. So, yeah, well, that'll do it. Your final score, 7-6. Any final thoughts, Eric?
Pretty much hit on all the points that I was going to say, and I've said it, and I'll say it again. It's great to be back. I hope each and every one of you had as much fun watching this game as I had doing it, and I will see you guys again shortly.
More specifically this coming Saturday for Dakota Fusion Soccer. So there's a look at our schedule. You can check out that whole schedule at magnitudesn.com, and you have a great night.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, and visit our website at magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.
So yeah, then I'll automatically stop this.
Oh, that's nice.